Hanaki? Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki, the one and only Oiran from Yaloon. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. I sent so many messages today. I'm dead. I'm dead. I have socialized more today than I think I ever have in my time as a VTuber. Oh my gosh. Look at the social butterfly. Look at her bragging. It's really not much to brag about, to be honest. I don't know. It was a lot today. Most social Yuno day ever? Exactly, yes. Indeed, indeed. A lot of Ohanakis were heard today. No, I don't actually start my messages with Ohanaki. That feels a little bit silly to do to, like, other VTubers. Unless they ask me to do the thing. You know, the whole say the thing, you know? I'm probably going to have to do that for people a lot, because I know people tend to like my intro for some reason. But yeah. 2 whole days of invitations, indeed. I was doing it yesterday. Primarily on Discord. I got my brain drained too quickly doing the Discord messages, and then I couldn't continue, and then today I sent way more Twitter DMs than I realized. Not everyone has replied yet. I have gotten a lot of replies though. It looks pretty good so far. How many? I don't know if I'm fully comfortable sharing the number just yet. Because again, like, a lot of people have, like, started to reply, and people have said yes. There have also been a few no's, which is understandable. I'm not trying to, like, pressure anybody in any particular direction. But I have gotten a lot of yeses, and it makes me happy. Is it more than 20? It is double digits so far. And the majority are, not from Kawaii, actually. So there are a lot of, like, new people. The main thing for this is, like, I wanted to talk to more people who are, outside of Kawaii, because last year I did, an only Kawaii call-in situation. But this time I'm trying to talk to more, like, other people. And I'm very nervous. A lot of these people, this is gonna be my first time directly talking to them one-on-one. And that makes me a little nervous too, but that's the point. I'm trying to socialize. This is a year where I try to take the initiative and reach out to people I want to talk to, and I do my best. But yeah. I'm doing my best. Give us a range in terms of baseball teams. How many people are on a baseball team? Hold on. How many people are on a baseball team? 26? That's more than I thought. Okay, if it's 26... It's... 4 teams? No. It's 1 baseball team and just a little bit extra. 1 baseball team and like a smidge, a little bit after. In the server so far. There have been other people who have said yes but haven't joined, and there have been some people who have just reacted and haven't given me a proper reply yet, and that's okay. People are busy, so we've got time. The Buno's Greenhawks. So like a big baseball team. Like a baseball team that has like extra players in case players on the team are sick, I guess. We can assume it's that, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we're at there. I'm very happy though. They were like my DMs, this is the most active my DMs I think have ever been. I guess maybe besides my last birthday, where I was, like, reaching out to people for the first time in DMs there. And, it's made me really happy how excited people have been. This is something I was very insecure about, and I was telling a friend about this, but I was just like, I don't know if people are even gonna wanna But there's so many people who have been like, yes, of course, and that makes me cry. Because this is my first time talking to them. And I've reached out to, like, lots of people who I've been interested in speaking to, so hopefully it will be fun for you guys to watch as well. But don't worry, there is probably still going to be, like, plenty of time where I'll get to yap with you guys as well. Because, well, I have asked a lot of people. I don't think we'll be filling every slot, so there might be a lot of, like, downtime periods where I'll get to talk to you and we'll get to do some things. Yeah. And, I mean, I guess in the end it might also be kind of good if there's a little bit of space, because then I can actually plan to, like, get food. Because I realized making it be entirely call-ins, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to grab food, but I think I'll be okay. I think we'll be alright. The way the times are spaced out right now, there are some pretty sizable gaps. So we might be good, but we'll see. I've also told people that if they can't make any of the slots, that they can also send in a video message if they feel so inclined. So there might be times during, like, periods where we don't have a guest where we might have video messages to watch and react to. So, maybe. Perhaps, we'll have some videos to react to from people as well. But we will see. So I'm excited. As much as I'm, like, complaining about how hard it's been, to, like, reach out and, like, communicate and all of this stuff, I am very excited about it, and, you know, this is always, like, low-key something I wanted to do, like, as a VTuber. Even back when I was still corporate, I wanted to be able to have, like, a big, Totsumachi where I could talk to, like, a bunch of different people and just get to, like, I don't know, meet people? Talk more? If you don't have a time slot, feel free to hop in and jump scare me. No. I appreciate you guys shooting your shot. Respectfully decline. If there's ever a time where I actually offer, like, proper meet and greets, then we can talk. As an indie, no sir. But I appreciate you shooting your shot nonetheless. I don't hate you! I just don't think I could handle also having to navigate fans. It's okay. But there will probably be a day at some point where we'll have another meet and greet event or something. Someday. I don't know how to organize that logistically as an indie, though. I think I would probably explode. I was saying that as if you were saying it to the invitees. Oh, that would also be funny, but... I don't know. We'll have to see how crazy the gaps are and if people would have any free time. Because a lot of people I've been talking to have said that they're, like, really busy on Saturday. Which surprises me. I actually picked Saturday because I thought that would be more free. But, I mean, I guess it is a weekend day, so people have, like, social lives. That's crazy. But yeah, so that's kind of where my energy has been. I sent so many DMs today. And I've just kind of been organizing that. I pay attention when people, like, pop into the server. I, like, organize it. I try my best to greet them, all that stuff. There have just been so many cool people, and it makes me really happy. I think it's a lot of people you guys might recognize, and also some people you might not. And I think that also makes it really cool. But that's where my brain has been, and because of that, I'm the kind of person where, my brain, I have to, like, lock in, especially for, like, social situations. I have to lock the frick in. And it can get kind of exhausting for me. And it led today to be a little bit of a brain fog. So I'm a little bit out of it. I apologize if I seem a little bit spacey or if I can't hold on to a train of thought as easily as I usually do. I mean, we get on tangents all the time in this stream anyway, but it might be particularly bad today because my brain's just like wee woo wee woo, literally running on fumes. But we ball. Organizing a meet and greet as a group would be most likely be easier. You can moderate for each other. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of hard to, like, be both a talent and also a moderator. I think that might be a little bit difficult, but I understand the thought process. But I don't know. It's a big ol' maybe. There's, like, potential for things. I won't, like, outrule any of it. What we find in the depths of the brain fog? Me daydreaming about the Starless Sea, probably. It's a really good book. I've had to force myself to not read it during the day because I want to be able to have it as, like, my nighttime, oh my god, what's the word? Not de-stress. I don't remember what the word is. Whatever. I want to have it as, like, my nighttime, brain turn-off read. Decompress? Maybe? Kind of. We'll go with it. Wind down time? Sure. Sure. I think all of those can kind of work. How are you doing with that? I am on page... Hold on. Do I have the book near me? No, I have to go get it off my nightstand. One sec. Ugh. I don't remember what page I'm on. Come here. I had to grab a copy of the book. I am on page, 164? I believe? Wait, no. 165. Technically, I think I'm going to be starting on page 166, but my alarm for my timed reading went off, right when I finished the page and needed to start the sentence for the next one, but, yeah. Yeah. What has happened? Zachary just spent his first night at the harbor. And I'm like, I'm so jealous. I wish I lived at the harbor. He's, like, interacting with the keeper right now. They're waiting for, Mirabelle to show up. Yeah. Spoilers. As if you're gonna read this book. I know my audience won't read as much as I tell you guys to pick up a book. As if you'll read this. But no, it's good. Read it to us? I can't. There's copyright issues with that. But no, it's a good book. I really like it. And I've had to force myself to not read it. As if we had time even if we wanted. You should have time. I think it's good to make time to read, even if it's only like 30 minutes or so. Why are you attacking the readers in here? The overwhelming majority of you don't read. I know some of you do read. Maybe my lurkers are also heavy readers, but, like, as far as I know, most of the people who are vocal in my chat do not read. I love the part with the door at Central Park. That was kind of cool, yeah. I did like it. For some reason, I really like the family motto, know thyself and learn to suffer. Little bit depressing, but it is a cool statement. Families don't really have family mottos anymore, as far as I know. I don't think the Hanaki family does. If we do, I don't know it. I started The Infinite and the Divine a few days ago. I don't know if I've heard of that one. The Infinite and the Divine. Oh, it's a Warhammer book. Okay. Naruhodo. Nothing has interested me to get me started reading. I suppose that's fair. It can be really hard to find something that can, like, actually, like, hook you to want to read a book. I mean, especially for a book like, Starless Sea, it has a lot of pages. I feel like if you're trying to get into reading more often, you probably want to start with something a little bit smaller. Been trying to cut Twitter, YouTube time and set more time for entertainment in general, movie, games, reading. I think that's good. Better to expose yourself in, like, more, like, direct entertainment and, like, nourishment, kind of. Like, not to say that Twitter... Well, Twitter definitely doesn't nourish the brain. Not to say that YouTube can't nourish the brain, though. It depends on who you watch. If you watch a lot of creators that make, like, intellectual video essays or are, like, doing a lot of, like, deep analysis of stuff, I feel like that can still nourish the brain. Well, the problem with YouTube is that there's also a lot of things available at all times, and that can get kind of distracting. I picked up a book about war patrols of the USS Wahoo during World War II. USS Wahoo cannot be a real term. But I don't know, I've been willing to pick up new genres. Like, the books that I got in my recent order of books are, like, a little bit of a mix of things. Still fiction, primarily, but I've got, like, more realistic fiction, I've got, like, fantasy fiction, I've got, like, silly fantasy slop. I've got kind of, like, an eclectic mix of things. I also finished reading a memoir before I got into Starless Sea. So I'm trying to read more stuff. I kind of want to start getting into more historical books, too. I feel like I need to just be re-educated and read more. What if we watch you? I don't know if I nourish your brains, to be honest. I do feel like I'm a deep thinker, and I feel like I yap at the speed of light, and I can sometimes teach you new things, but I don't really know if I'm a brain nourisher. I categorize all my streams as entertainment, because I think ultimately I'm just here to entertain. But I don't know if my streams are really brain food. Named after the wahoo fish? Oh, that's cool. We need another 30-minute recipe. No! We can't make this a saga. Imagine the poor clippers. I've yet to move away from mystery and fantasy books. I understand. I want to read more mysteries, honestly. But, like, I feel like it's important, as someone who just likes to read in general, I do my best to... Well, more so now, I guess. But I'm trying to, like, diversify what I read. I used to read a lot of, like, YA and, like, realistic fiction. Those were, like, my go-tos, and I very rarely deviated from that. But, you know, I want to try to be a big girl, read more stuff, think a bit. That is the hope. I also want to read stuff by more, like, diverse authors. Because sometimes I feel like I fall into a pattern of reading from authors of, like, a specific type, and I'd like to read authors with, like, varying perspectives. Big girl books? Yeah, big girl books. You taught us about the bears and the dogs. You guys taught yourselves the wrong information and just made me have to sit there and deal with it. Are you liking the style of the Starless Sea? It has moments of being good. However, the stream of consciousness sentences, as in she doesn't use commas, sometimes pisses me off because I can't figure out how I'm supposed to paste the sentences in my head. Why did they not correct her comma usage? I'm kind of insane about it. It depends on the sentence, though. Sometimes I feel like the run-ons work really well for what the intention is with the like, narrative voice and, like, the mounting of the tension. But then there are other times where, like, the sentence goes on for a long time and I can't understand where it's supposed to break naturally, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're saying. As someone who, like, gets bothered by that stuff and actually cares about, like, the pacing of narration, the lack of commas bothers me. But there are times where it's a bit more tolerable, and I don't mind it. The fact that it, like, jumps back and forth between, like, telling short stories and then, like, the actual, like, movement of the actual story of the main character, quote-unquote, that part's fine, but I don't know. The comma usage is bothering me. See, now you guys are abusing commas, but I know it's because you're doing it on purpose. But, like, that isn't to say I hate it. It's just, like, I wish it was a bit more balanced because just for my purposes, I like having a sense of pacing when I read. Thoughts on the Oxford comma? I'm okay with it. I used to hate it. But like, I'm okay with it. Because, like, I feel like the alternative is not having commas, like what I'm complaining about now. That's the true alternative, is just not having any commas, and then I'm like, fuck, no, go back. But I don't mind the Oxford comma. I feel like it's still possible to abuse commas. I think as long as you're using a comma in a place where it makes sense, I don't care. I feel like when I write, I kind of interchange whether or not I'm using an Oxford comma or not. Because I truly just focus on, like, vibes. Do you write in the commas into the book? I do not deface my books. I had to do that in my advanced English classes, and it was, like, mandatory because she would grade us based on how well we were annotating, and I hated every second of it because I hated having to deface books. There's so many, like, copies of books that I have from high school that I probably will never get to go back and read because they've been literally, like, destroyed by highlighters and, like, pen writing in the margins and, like, you know, high school level analysis of, like, this is a allegory, or, like, this is a example of simile, or, like, some other stupid shit. And I hate that because it's going to ruin my experience if I ever want to reread the book. I'll probably have to buy, like, clean copies of these books. But I hated having to deface the books, but it was a requirement for my grades! And I hated it. It was the worst. Brings me back to AP Lit. I was AP Lang. AP Language! So, we especially had to, like, hardcore annotate. Because we had to mark, like, grammar and syntax. We had different color coding for, like, marking notes on grammar and notes of syntax and yada 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 yada. Streamer, this is allegory. Probably a dumb question, but when officially editing, does the company decide about Oxford comma usage, or is it left up to each editor? It depends. So there are style guides that already exist in the world, right? Usually a company will determine which style guide they want to follow. And then that style guide's, like, basic usage will have rules about whether or not they use the Oxford comma. There are some places that will develop an internal style guide where they choose to kind of, like, mix and match, like, other, like, mainstream style guides based on their preferences, and then it might get, like, kind of different, but usually if you're working for, like, a publisher or, like, some sort of company that does a lot of publishing, they will tell you which style guide that they follow, and it'll be like, we generally follow this style guide, and then we have a couple house rules. Is kind of the basis. And a lot of times they'll be like, regarding Oxford comma, we follow this style guide. It's not the companies themselves that dictate it, it's usually like the base style guide that they use. Unless they specifically want to, like, change how they use the comma. AP people all smart and stuff. I had to be a little bit picky with the APs that I took. I did not get to do any sort of AP for, like, science, but I did AP for pretty much every English course because I was honors English courses, like, all the way through school. And then I think I did AP government? Yes. I was AP Gov. And I think those are the only AP I took. Because my school didn't really offer a lot of AP courses. The other AP options were, like, for language studies, and I wasn't far enough in a language study to pursue that. Nerd. Shut up! No, see, you could have called me a nerd if I took AP Calculus, but I didn't. I just took 2 regular level math courses at the same time, like a weirdo. Regular level nerd. Yup. That's me. That's me. pretty average. I had pretty average grades. I think I've said this before. Middle school, I fucking flopped. I was a terrible student in middle school. So by the time I got to high school, I like vowed that I was gonna get better. And I still had moments where I flopped, but generally my grades were pretty average. My school didn't offer AP courses, but my Spanish teacher signed me up for the AP Spanish exam without my permission. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy. But I guess it just means you're really good at the language. The real reason she was banished to Onigashima because I'm stupid? Real. Barely passed by turning an F to a D for math. I love that for you, though. D's get degrees. You can't fault it. I think I had... I know I got a D a couple of times in chemistry. Chemistry, I was fucking terrible. Never ask me about chemistry. I don't know what happened that year. I think it was a mix of the teacher that I had and just me not understanding the material, but Jesus Christ was I bad at chemistry. Also, we didn't even really do chemistry experiments in our class. It was literally just all of the math and the equations, and I just could not understand it for the life of me. Chemistry is my weakness. I can't do it, bro. So I know I flopped that really hard. They took away the only fun of chemistry. Yeah, for some reason, my chemistry teacher only wanted to focus on the equations. But because she was also a hard ass, she would get really pissed off at everybody for not being good at not being good at the equations. And it sucked. She was also the only teacher who like made us actually sit for our exams that year. Because I think that was a year where we could like get out of some of our exams at the end of the year. For like other stuff, but she was like the one person that like forced us to do it, and that was like the only exam I had to take that day. So when I finished, I like could leave, but Onimama was already at work, so I would just be like, I want to go home. This sucks, because I had to take it first thing in the morning, and then when I was done, it was still morning. And I was just like, fuck. Worst. Worst ever. One time I passed a class with the minimum passing grade out of spite, which I think is almost as impressive as getting a good grade. Honestly, based. I love that for you. Take your Oni to work day. No, but Onimama was already at work. She couldn't leave to come get me until later. I had to stay at the school for like an extra couple of hours just because she couldn't come get me until her lunch break. But that was how we did things back then anyway. I lived, like, relatively close to my high school back then, and it would just be a matter of, like, Onimama coming out of work during her lunch break to pick me up and then, like, run me home, because we were only, like, a couple minutes away by car. So then she'd drop me off at the house and be like, okay, bye, I'll see you when I get out of work, and then she'd leave. And I'd be like, okay, bye. I bet you studied or read with that extra time. Actually, I made myself lunch at home, and then I would nap. I didn't do fuck all of that extra time. She's smoothing. Yeah. I was, I don't know if you guys had this in your, like, 4th or senior years of school. But, I was the only kid in my friend group, I think also potentially in most of my year, that chose early dismissal instead of late arrival. Because most people wanted to sleep in and, like, come to class, like, later in the day, right? And so then they could get out, like, a little bit quicker. Like, in the kind of the reverse. For me, I was fine doing everything early, because then that meant I had most of the day free. And I literally, like, altered my schedule so that I could get out of school at, like, 11 a.m. So then Onimama would have to come pick me up and take me home, and then I'd just be like, yippee! Because I had the first lunch! So my first lunch was at like 11 a.m. and I could just go home. I'd just be like, well, I don't have anything after lunch, so I can leave during my lunch period. See you later, suckers, I'm out. And I just left. I don't mind going to school early. Hell yeah. That means I get out at 11? Sick. It also meant that I, like, basically quit all of my electives my last year. No wonder you love to nap and always do it. You've been doing it since little. I do quite like naps. I do love me a nap. It's quite nice. Good for recharging. And then, like, always after my nap, I would get up and, like, do my homework and study or whatever. But I would have to have a post-school nap before I could do anything. Had out-of-school training since I had a job that got me out of school earlier. Counted as a class. Oh, that's cool. I think we had some programs like that at my school, but I didn't take any of them. Because I always knew what I was going to be going to school for, and, you know, can't really get extra courses in that. Well, no, I loved my schedule my senior year. How'd you get so lucky to get out early? The classes I had to take just happened to all have morning slots. So the way that it worked out for me, and then I just chose first lunch so that I could leave after lunch. I was just like, cool, see ya. $7:50 a.m. to 2:15 p.m. every day. Well, you probably were taking, like, a lot of elective courses. I got a lot of my electives done over the course of my time in school before. So most of what I was taking was literally just, like, my mandatory credits. Bare minimum. But part of our school, like, requirement was that seniors were allowed to either have late arrival or early dismissal. You kind of had to pick or choose one. But it was kind of a requirement to make it like that, unless you, like, absolutely wanted to have a full school day. This is how you got used to waking up so early? True. Onimama had to go to work pretty early, so she would take me to school pretty early. I'd be sitting in the school cafeteria for most of the morning until school started at 7:30. And then I'd have all my classes, and then I'd leave by, like, 11:30, because Onimama would come pick me up during her lunch break, and then I'd get to go home. Yippee! Like, I saw that my schedule could line up that way, and I was like, why would I not take it? But all my friends thought I was crazy, because everybody else chose late arrival. And I was just like, well, I don't know, I just think this is better for me. I only had short days on Thursdays monthly? What? That's weird that it's specifically, like, a monthly thing. My school literally did not allow you to have less than 6 classes. Credits did not matter. You had to have 6. I did stagecraft senior year. Oh, I see. Interesting. I mean, I do think we had, like, a credit requirement for, like, a minimum, but we didn't really measure our classes in, like... Well, we did kind of measure them in hours, but not literal hours. Short days weekly were for elementary and middle schoolers? Interesting. I've never heard it split like that. We only really... Outside of high school, the only students who had, like, consistent half-days were, like, preschoolers and kindergartners. From, like, first grade to, like, junior year of high school, you would have to go the full day. Except, like, when you're in high school, you could potentially have, like, half-days as a sophomore due to, like, mandatory, like, standardized testing stuff. Like, I think we were able to get out of our classes, like, super early. I think we also, like, got to end the school year early because we had to take those tests. And that would allow us to get the frick out faster than the other kids. Wild to me to think that you could end high school before 12 p.m. Mine always went from 7 a.m. to 2 every single day. Yeah, regular schooling was like 7:30 to 2:30 for like the non sophomore or senior kids. It was 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And then if you had clubs, those could go from like 2:30 to like 5, give or take. Sometimes a bit later, depending. When I did speech and debate, our speech and debate meetings would sometimes go until like 5 or 6. But I didn't really do speech and debate my senior year. Like I said, I dropped like most, if not all, of my electives. No, my extracurriculars senior year. Because since I was leaving school so early, I didn't have a way to come back for my extracurriculars, so I was just like, well, I guess I'm just part of the going home club this year. See ya. But I think that worked better for me as a person. I got my fill of my extracurriculars my first 3 years because I went like all in. I was like really trying hard in them for my first 3 years, and then I was like, you know what? Nah, if I can go home, I'm going home. Because the only other option would have been staying on campus until clubs started, which would have meant just like, I don't know, staying in the school library for hours. But they didn't really like it if you were loitering and didn't have a class, so I kind of had to leave. So I was just like, I mean, I'm just gonna go home. I just go home. Goodbye. I bet you were a master debater. Ha ha ha. You're so funny. 2007 called. They'd like their joke back. When it came to doing the debate side of speech and debate, I was okay. Like, I had times where I would win. Most of the time I lost, though. I was okay at the research part, and I was good at, like, taking notes on my opponent's arguments, but admittedly I'd flounder a little bit when it came to, like, improvisational, like, articulating my points. I don't think I was super good at debating. Didn't yell objection enough, loud equals you win. Nah. It's more that, like, I was just better at giving speeches than I was at, like, debating points. I did have, like, an officer position my junior year, though, in speech and debate, but that was also my last year. Like I said, I considered, like, switching my event senior year just for fun, because I didn't really, like, care anymore. But, I was just like, you know what, no. I didn't carry over my officer position to senior year. I was just gonna frick around and find out, but in the end, I would rather just go home. You're gonna have social batteries starting conversations. Can't imagine how much you used trying to debate. I had a better battery in high school than I do now, I think. I think my battery was better then, so I was able to interact with people a little bit more easily. Though it was still a bit difficult. No offense, but you give me the impression you'd get nervous and flustered on a debate stage. I would get flustered. I don't know about nervous, because, like, usually if it's just presenting a speech, kind of. It's just that, like, I don't know. I feel like I just didn't have enough knowledge sometimes. Like, I was one of those kids who wouldn't do too much research on the subject I was supposed to be debating on. And I would kind of just lean on, like, 5 facts that I remembered from what I did research. And then sometimes that would not work for me. Especially if the opponent actually had counterpoints for all of the things that I gathered. Because, like, you'd be forced to, like, say something about, like, you'd have to be, oh my god, I don't know how to word this, hold on. Because sometimes they would assign you a perspective, right? And if I was assigned to be, like, for or against something that I didn't actually agree with, it would be super hard for me to find research. Because I would just be like, well, the problem is I agree with the other side, so I don't know how to find information that supports this one. And that is a me issue. Smile. High school me issue. Capable of seeing both sides? I think not. You struggle being the devil's advocate? I guess I did in high school, yeah. My classmates didn't understand that restating their position but louder wasn't an argument. I was not a good debater, but with that as my opposition, I looked better. Yeah, that's the problem. But also, a lot of the kids that were taking speech and debate at my school were people who were on the team, so... I was oftentimes going up against people who literally were doing debate, like, as, like, events, like, competitively. So then I would definitely, like, get insecure. Because a lot of my friends, like, my high school friends that were also on the team with me were, like, also on the debate side of things, and I was, like, the only one that was on the speech side. So, really good at giving speeches. Really good at critiquing other people's speeches, including the fuckers on the debate side. But when it came to me doing debate, that would then Uno reverse me. And I'd be like, shit! This is what it feels like when I critique your speeches, huh? It's over! But I guess I deserved it, because I would go pretty hard on my friends for not having good speeches. That's on me. How the turntables, literally. You know, sewing, you know, reaping. Literally. It was terrible. Can we have a you versus chat debate stream? What would we even debate? We would also have to determine who would be for the thing and who would be against the thing. What would you guys even want to debate me on? Visual novels? Huh. You don't want to know our debate topics? Okay. Best ice cream flavor? Bears or dogs? Hardcore BL? I see. Very interesting topics you've made here. So wait. What do you mean hardcore BL? Do you mean like for or against it? I think you want to be careful with being against it. You would never win a debate against all of us. It would be unfair. Well, I'd probably have to figure out a way to make it so that, like, not everyone would be able to contribute points like that. Like, I think I would have to congregate, like, everyone's points and then, like, kind of pick or choose. And then maybe elect one speaker to represent all of chat so that it's not just you guys yelling at them, yelling at me. Is cereal or soup? Is, you know, green or purple? Which end of the banana we should peel from? No, we tag in. Okay, but that's not fair because I don't have anyone to tag in with. Debating the AI that summarizes chat. Well, you guys can see that. I can't. Tag in with Frontable. You make a good point, however, comma, the sea of chatters would be more funny. Okay, so if we would have a tag-in method, we would have to see... Everyone would get to make 1 point. I would only allow you to make 1 point when it's your turn. And you wouldn't be able to, like, add on to anyone else's. You'd have to, like, make a firm stance. Either for or against something. I would maybe give you guys, like, 3 or... somewhere between 3 and 5 chances to make a statement on a topic. And then I would try and counter every statement you make, and then we'd put it to a vote for which side won. And you'd have to agree to be objective. Technically, what I should do is find some other VTuber to be the judge, because you're supposed to choose someone who's not involved to judge. That's how they do it in, like, actual debate tournaments, but... I don't know if I know anybody who'd be willing to be the mediator. Fight all of us at once, prove your willpower. No! Lynn? Maybe. Ask one of your DMs. I can't ask, like... Well, I mean, I guess I could. I don't know. Maybe take it a step further and mediate some sort of VTuber debate yourself. Like, put together a VTuber debate tournament. I would have to choose, like, purely VTuber-related topics. And then I'd have to find VTubers to be for it and to be against it. That could be fun, though. Especially if I find other VTubers who have done speech and debate before. Welcome to my birthday. What are your thoughts on spectating debates? That's crazy. Melon might vote against you just because... Melon would choose the opposite position, even if she didn't agree with the opposite position, just so she could debate me. That's the problem. You know, as judge works better. You trust my ability to critique the debates? I suppose that's true. VTubers with purple eyes are cute. Change my mind. I'm for it. I'm for it. I have the perfect evidence, Your Honor. Have you seen her? Now you have. What's wife's take on the issue? I don't know. Hey, wife, what's your opinion? That's fair. Good talk. Do we agree with her points? Is that Hanaki, Beef Wellington expert? I hate this. Why am I known for the beef Wellington? It wasn't even my recipe. Crazy. It is now your legacy. I'm so sad. Wife got no eyes. No, she is all of the eyes. She is all eyes at once. It quickly became a center point of her channel. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. You could say that Yuno has beef with the Wellington. Boomsh. Debate it? Okay. If I had to say what the true center point of my channel is, at this point, it would probably be more so my obsession with Tales. Both because my ongoing stream is of Tales of Grace's F, and it's currently one of my more recent streams that has gotten, like, more views than any other stream that has been on my channel in the past couple of months since I've gone independent. And also because in almost every stream that I have, there usually is a Tales tangent. When it comes to the Beef Wellington discussion, it was buried deep in the depths of a particular OniMon. Not many people know about it, and therefore, not many people will know to reference it. That's my point. Checkmate! Thighs can't be the counterpoint. Those are my thighs anyway. Our thighs? No! They are thighs that are on my body. Shaking my dang head. Yes, your wife, but my thighs. That's like your opinion, man. You guys are terrible at debating. You insist on having this debate with me. I give you one counterpoint and you're just like, I concede. I can't even do it. I'm just fucked up. I'm sick and twisted. Crazy. Shaking my dang head. That are on my body that can be changed. Don't cut my thighs off. Sorry, I read your mom's bad at debates, and I just wanted to reply, well, I should hope so. You guys can't really argue with the grave. That's terrible. I need to go to hell. Technically, I'm a demon adjacent type, so technically I'm already in hell. That's good. On a power trip tonight. Let's go. Nobody's going to heaven in this chat. That's flat out messed up. Hey, Onimama would laugh, I think. She would laugh, I think. Joke's on you, we're going wherever she's going. Let's go! One-way ticket to hell, baby! It's fine. I was probably destined to go to hell a long time ago. To be honest. Just imagine an older version of you laughing. Yeah, that's about right. You're going deeper? What the fuck? That's sick and twisted. I may be going to hell, but I don't know if I'm going deeper. I guess I won't complain, though. Your knowledge of the Bible is so low that I don't think you know what to do. What circle of hell is for people who have never opened the Bible? Where do they go, specifically? Does anyone have this information? Because you're right about that. Might be stuck in limbo. It's kind of mid there. That's crazy. God-centered Nickelodeon. That's crazy that you think one of the circles of hell is Nickelodeon. Get slimed, idiot. Sorry, get slimed, sinner. I think hell put you in a Bible class first so you know how fudged you are. Okay, but they wouldn't even teach a good class on the Bible. Because they don't know that shit either. Circles of Hell is a Dante's Inferno exclusive thing, not actually in the Bible. Well, you don't know that. You don't know. Maybe the Bible chooses not to mention the circles because they don't want people to know what's going on there. You really need Nami to take you to Bible camp. I don't want to go to Bible camp! Don't make me go! That sounds like a nightmare, truly, honestly. Did I ever tell you guys that I accidentally ended up in a youth group in school? This is in middle school, I think. So in the flop era, I ended up in a... For real? Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if I told this story. Accidentally? Yes, accidentally. I made a friend, and this was kind of in the era where I was starting to make more normie friends, and you know, Onimama really wanted me to try to become a normie because she was kind of tired of me being a weeb, to be honest. So she was trying to get me to be more normie and have more normie interests, and I made a friend in my class, and she was very, very nice, very sweet, fun to talk to, and she invited me to this like group that she goes to like weekly. And she didn't mention what it was. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll go with you. Because, like, you know, it was a more normie activity, or so I felt. And then it ended up being for her church's youth group. And the main reason she hooked me into doing it was because, they were going to have a game as part of, like, their overall activities that was, like, a scavenger hunt. And we were going to do, like, a little scavenger hunt around the town. and I was more excited about the scavenger hunt than anything else. And then B, they were gonna take us out to dinner afterwards because we were gonna be near a restaurant. So I was coerced by scavenger hunt and free food. So I went, and I didn't realize that I would have to sit through like an actual like lesson. And it was literally the only time I ever read a section of the Bible. I don't even know what section of the Bible it was over. I can't remember at this point. But I remember I had to be quizzed on it. Because they, like, asked me a question, and I was like, I don't know. Because I never read it, and I didn't know what was going on. So that was pretty wild. One of the moms there, which was actually the mom of the friend that I was there for, actually said something very out of pocket to me too, but I can't really disclose what it was. But she said something really out of pocket, and I was just like, oh, is this what it's like at these sorts of meetings? I don't know if I'm going to do this ever again. But ultimately, I did get to do the scavenger hunt, and I did get the free food, but I never went to one of those meetings again. I never went to one of those meetings after that. And then, I was still friends with the girl. And we had, like, sleepovers occasionally and stuff, too. But, I just never went to one of those meetings. Fun fact, at one of those sleepovers, it was me and a couple other girls, and everyone was able to pick out a movie at, like, a movie rental place. This was back when movie rental places were still necessary. And I chose... This is how you know I'm not cured yet of my, otaku nature. Because everybody else chose, like, a pretty normal, like, simple movie or, like, a romance movie. I chose a fucking Naruto movie. And, of course, nobody wanted to watch it, because nobody else in this particular friend circle watched anime. But I woke up before everybody else at the sleepover, and I got permission to watch the Naruto movie by myself. So while everybody else was still asleep, I literally watched the Naruto movie in the living room before everyone else woke up. There's nothing. This is like another like top, I would say maybe top 20-ish emblematic Yuno Hanaki stories. Why are you so cringe? I wish I could tell you. It's so funny thinking about this very religious woman kind of being strong-armed into renting a Naruto movie, having never seen anime ever in her life, and then it's just on the TV while her daughter and her other friends are sleeping, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm not making problems, really. I'm not causing any issues, but I'm just sitting there watching an anime movie while everyone else is asleep. Everyone else kind of woke up while I was still mid-movie, so they ended up, like, half watching it, with me in the end. But at least I won. I got to watch it. Which movie was it again? Hold on. Let me see if I can find the exact name. Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow. It was the one that had Sakura and Shikamaru as the, like, people in the team with Naruto. So of course I wanted to watch it. It has Shikamaru on it. Then Yuno was never invited to another sleepover ever again. This is true. I was never invited to another sleepover at that girl's house. But she was still my friend. I just didn't get to go there ever again. Oh man, I sure am something. What variation of Rasengan did Naruto use in that one? I don't remember. Banned by the mom for being a bad influence. Banned by the mom because I made her rent a anime movie about kid ninjas. This is why you need to go to Bible camp. You somehow find the most insane side quests possible. I'm laughing so hard my stomach hurts. Valid reason to ban. I know. It was very fucked up of me. I really shouldn't have done that. But I didn't see any other movies there that I would have wanted to watch. So I couldn't help it. My mind just gravitated to Naruto. I had tried to find a different movie, genuinely, but nothing else interested me. Did anyone choose a VeggieTales movie? We weren't babies. This was still in, like, middle high school age adjacent-ish. We weren't babies. I think one of the girls chose a Disney movie. I think the other two chose just, like, romance movies. I think, like, teen romance movies. I don't remember. And then I chose Naruto. Yep. Maybe the mom thought the jutsu hand signs were a pagan ritual. I don't know what she might have thought. I don't know what she might have thought. VeggieTales is for all ages, don't at me. No, I agree with you now, but when you're a teen, you don't want to watch things that are usually baby-coded. I guess besides, like, Disney. When you're a teenager, you purposefully try to avoid things that seem marketed towards the younger demographics. It's only when you become older, like, later, that you, like, re-understand the value of things that are aimed at all age groups. This is the most Yuno thing I ever heard. I wish I wasn't so embarrassing. I'm literally so embarrassing. For the record, we did this sleepover because it was like a precursor before we went away to the camp where I also had to tell people about Onimama's thing with tomato soup. So, because this was the same group that I was going to be staying in a cabin with during my camp. So we had the sleepover as like a chemistry test, kind of, to make sure we'd all get along. So not only did I fuck up by getting the Naruto movie, I then also confused these fucking people with the peanut butter in the soup. So not only did they think I had satanic interests, but they probably thought my mom was feeding me satanic soup. You don't even have cooldowns, you just stack moments on moments in rapid succession. Yeah, it's fucked up. I truly... I was never meant to be a normie. Onimama tried so hard to make me normal, but it just couldn't happen. Oh, it's so bad. Did you ever use a Chidori on a classmate? No. The only hand signs I ever learned were, I think, the ones for Shadow Clone Jutsu, because those are, like, you see those a lot. And then I think I also learned the ones for, Shadow Possession, because, again, Shikamaru fan. Shikamaru lover over here. Of course, learns the hand signs for the jutsus that Shikamaru uses. Why do you come a teen for a cake number? I bet you were throwing those at school. Well, not, like, in front of a bunch of people. I would only show them off to my friends who also watch Naruto. But maybe. You'd learn Shadow Possession. Also, to be fair, the Shadow Possession Jutsu hand sign is, like, really easy. It's a pretty simple one. So that was also part of why I learned it. Chuny. I had my moments. I was chuny in, like, a different way, generally. But, I mean, when you're like, an otaku, you kind of have, like, moments. Imagine being this Christian mom, waking up at 3 a.m. to find this random girl doing strange hand signs and ninjas on the screen. No, I woke up at like 6 or 7 a.m. And then the mom happened to be awake, and she was like, since the other girls aren't up yet, would you like to watch the movie you rented? And I was like, yeah! And then I just watched it by myself very quietly while they slept until they woke up like a couple hours later. Because she didn't want me to be bored, and I didn't want to wake anyone else up, so I was just like sitting there minding my business. She offered it to you? Yeah, not realizing what she was about to unleash. It's okay, I had a good time. I also got to eat pancakes early, so I was just eating pancakes, watching Naruto. Did you watch it subbed or dubbed? Dubbed. So I unleashed the dub upon the world as well. Society. Parenting is a learning experience. I just imagined you Naruto running around their living room while watching. Again, I was a little bit older. I wasn't that extreme. I knew how to behave when I was in a friend's home. I just sat very quietly and watched the movie, eating pancakes, having a good time. Like, I didn't do anything crazy. I was trying to present as normie as I could. I just happened to request an anime movie when we were renting movies for the sleepover. That was like the most cringe thing I did. And then I guess watching it when everyone else was asleep was the other cringe thing. What movies did the other girls rent? I really don't remember. I think someone rented like a Disney movie, and then I know the other two, it was like teen romances, maybe? I can't fully recall. I also don't remember if we watched all of them. I think we might have only watched like 1 or 2. Mean Girls. No. I watched Mean Girls at a different sleepover. That was with the people that were in the same group as me in speech and debate, like for the same event. That's the first time I ever watched Mean Girls. And that was because they kept referencing it, and because I didn't know it, they were like, oh, we have to have you watch it. There's nothing better than watching Mean Girls for the first time with a group of very pretty, more popular than me at least, high school girls. This is when I was a freshman. I was one of 2 freshmen in the event. Everybody else was like sophomore older. So I was with a bunch of really pretty girls watching a movie about pretty girls being mean to each other, and I was just like, wow, so this is what it's like to be a high school girl. I glimpsed that life very briefly, to the point where Onimama was probably hoping I was gonna convert and become fully normie. I did not. I did not. I'm sorry. I still asked for Pokemon. But you were a pretty girl too? I mean, I was shy about it back then. I was especially like more tomboyish, I think, than everybody else on the team. Quite literally the opposite. Yeah. But it's okay. They still liked me even though I was a little bit quirky. Somehow Yuno is always surrounded by pretty girls. There's something about being the token girl that all the pretty girls adopt. Like, I'm quirky and probably less conventionally attractive, but they still, like, adopt me into their friend circle because they think I'm funny. That's how you get in. That's how you infiltrate. Just be funny. Even if it's in, like, a funny, like, pitiful way. I joke, I joke. They were actually very, very nice to me. I was never really bullied by them. Just be pitiful. True. That's step 2. Step 1 is be girl. That's true. Step 1, be girl. Step 2, be funny if you don't feel like you're conventionally attractive enough. Step 3, be just a little bit pitiful. And then you profit. Step 3, my savior. No! Don't call yourselves pitiful! You're not pitiful, you're all plenty good. Side option, cry. No. I wasn't actually that much of a crybaby in school. Which I know is probably surprising to you guys, because I fake cry on stream at least like 3 or 4 times per stream. But I actually wasn't that much of a crybaby. Well, yeah, you caught me. That was faking my sympathy back. No! Don't Sonic it! Don't think we've had any WoWs this stream. No, not yet. Besides that joke one I did to answer a comment. No actual WoWs. I've just been too busy crying laughing over my own cringe. Hey, you have to be able to share your cringiness at some point. I am over 200 years old. I'm at a point where I don't really care anymore. I'm just like, whatever. I was cringe. Everyone's cringe at some point. Hell, some people would argue that I am still cringe to this day. So who am I to judge? If anything, baby me had some major cojones to be able to do some of the things that she did. But you are free? Yeah, free, but at what cost? There's still some sort of cost at some point to being cringe but free. Cursed to have a 200 plus year lifespan with only enough Fs to give for 75. Yeah, very true. So I never grow taller. Why is that the funniest comment I've ever read in my life? You know what? That's my new copium reason. Let's fucking go. Why is it so funny? Why does it almost sound plausible? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but that's also very funny. I can't believe it's been Yukun's fault all this time. Damn it, Yukun. How could you do this to me? Sick and twisted. You're a little Kaya every time she bullies you about being short. She legally cannot bully me anymore because she's about the same height as me now. She chose to show her true height, so now she legally cannot bully me. And I also told you guys that I'm taller than my character height, so like legally I'm taller than her. Silly Kaya, I know, right? She certainly made a choice by doing that. And I will tease her relentlessly. Hee hee hee. You know you are never choosing to be smaller. I never should have told you guys that Nami said that about me. I never should have said shit. Now I'm never gonna be able to escape. I'm not an M! She just zooms in to look taller by perspective. If you're talking about her height as Kaya, the character height was, like, made tall because she thought that the character looked tall. The way she, like, checked it in, like, the height chart that she used and stuff. Like, the character just looked tall. And then, like, for me, I thought that, you know, the character looked short. So we chose heights that are different from our actual heights. Not extremely different, but yeah. I'm not an M! Stop! Also, why are you calling me the culprit? Koha's not here. Don't call me the culprit! I didn't do anything! Man standing. Not beating the allegations. I guess that's true. Get in the cage since you like it there so much. Stop! Not everything is about the cage, okay? Just because one route that I happen to like in an Otome game involves being in a cage doesn't mean that's what I desire with every love interest. God. What's M mean? Masochist. S and M stands for sadist and masochist. I want to be in the cage. I'm good. I'm fine where I am. Just the fact you liked it. Stop. I thought it was soy and mayo. Guess which one you are? M. Wage cage, caged bird, the Tupperware, the pattern. Hold on. Hold on. Pause. What do you mean? How did you know? Most VTuber watchers are M. I think it's rare that someone is a VTuber watcher and is also an S. Most of the time you guys are M. Wait, he's cooking? No, he's not! I don't agree! Most S's get banned. Honestly, true. Submissive and beatable? What the fuck? No, thank you. I'm a W. Yeah, W for Wumbo. W for what a hell. Also true. You're so right. W for what a fuck. Wasaquist. W for Wasso. So true. W for Wellington. Fuck. Somehow we always end up back here. Back at the center cut of the beef, which is the tenderloin. She said the thing. As for center cut, stop. Yeah, in the end it's S and M. S for center cut, M for meat probe. That's very true. That's what it means here. Oh my god. I'm suffering. S can also mean suffering if you think about it. Whoever made chapters for that clip is insane but appreciated. Oh, they put chapters in it? I haven't watched it since the first time I went through it. Yeah, whoever did chapters, fucking 07. I love that for you. What is OniMon devolved into? This is a typical OniMon stream. I don't know where you've been. But this is just a typical OniMon moment, TM. Bro acting like he is new. OniMon is stream of consciousness. OniMon is a vague concept. OniMon used to be respectable right after debut? What the fuck? My OniMons were always very respectable during my time in Kawaii. Technically, it's only after I went indie that they kind of became more unhinged, but that's because I stopped making myself have a topic, because coming up with topics is really fucking hard. But like, in Kawaii, all of them had a set theme that we did talk about, even if it would go off topic. Now they just don't have a topic since I'm indie, which makes them more unhinged. One does not simply describe OniMon. This is very true. It's just a chance to chat, a weekly zatsu. Nothing more, and also nothing less. Because in the end, the people still like the chatting streams the most. Onion M. No! A chance to chat with the fellas. Yeah. Can't believe I'm asking this. Can Pokemon devolve? No. Once you evolve your Pokemon, it cannot devolve. You can prevent a Pokemon from evolving if you want them to stay baby forever, but once they evolve, they can't go back. Or I guess, like, if you choose not to save after evolving a Pokemon, you could just, like, restart it and they'd be baby again. Only Mega Evolution can revert. Okay, but we don't want to make it too complicated. We're talking about a guy who doesn't really know anything about Pokemon. Mega Evolution is a whole other beast. If you delay evolution, they can learn some moves faster. This is also true. You learn moves faster in your pre-evolution forms. As you evolve, you learn moves, like, less and less often. Once again, theory of evolution. Me and my level 60 shiny Eevee. That's so cute! That makes me think of a story. You guys know my favorite Pokemon is Skitty, right? Well, one of my really good friends, really loves to shiny hunt in Pokemon. And what they do is they find Pokemon that are emblematic of all of their friends. And they will, like, shiny hunt for them. And then... Skitty. The little cat creature. No, not Skibbity! Shut the fuck up. Anyways. So what they do is they shiny hunt Pokemon that are, like, their friends' favorites or that are, like, emblematic of their friends. And once they get the shiny, they, like, have a version of it that they level up for every time that person's birthday passes. So, like, on a person's birthday, they will go to that shiny Pokemon and use a rare candy to make it evolve to the next level. And they leave it at, like, that level for an entire year until it's that person's birthday again. And so they have a shiny Skitty that's named after me. And they level it up every time my birthday happens. It's very cute. Pokemon is Skitty. No! Skitty! My little pink cat creature! Skitty! S-K-I-T-T-Y. It's not Skibbity, it's Skitty. All of you have fucking brain rot. Go back to Ohio where you belong. Mods, send them to Ohio. That's where we're watching this now. Yeah, because of your brain rot makes sense. Wait. Skibbity the Skitty from Ohio. I want to beat the crap out of that comment. I'll never go back, you can't make me. You're going to Ohio, the mods are gonna make it so. You will all be forced! If you're going to subject me to your brain rot when I'm trying to tell you a cute story, I'm gonna make you go to Ohio. At least it's not Brazil. Streamer! Streamer, when are you coming to Brazil? Streamer! I do remember a thing called Dynamax. Yes, Dynamax is not quite evolution, although some Dynamax can change a Pokemon's form. So it's like sort of evolution, but not really. It only exists within Galar, though, which is a certain region in Pokemon. Some Pokemon can Dynamax and it makes them have an alternate appearance. But it's not really an evolution. Because, you know, then we have situations like Dynamax, it's called Gigantamax when they have an actual alternate form. Anyway, Gigantamax Pikachu, my beloved. What country is that place based off of? Scotland? Scotland. Yes. I believe it was confirmed it's Scotland. UK? Well, kind of, but like specifically... Kind of. I mean, like, yeah, sort of. Is that why it was the Scottish Pokemon trainer? Yes. Crown Tundra is Scotland? Oh! Well, see, everyone said that the main trainer was Scottish, though. MC is Scottish-based design. Yeah, that's why I thought it was primarily Scotland. But I guess it's just, like, all UK adjacent. They use a lot of UK slang. If Buno as a Pokemon should be a Spiritomb, I don't know how I feel about that. But I guess that's kind of cool. Better than people saying, grass types. Just because I'm green. I'll take it. We already decided on Ogerpon. Well, Ogerpon is just, like, truly literally me. Ogerpon is actually just, you know, especially if you read the lore. The lore for Ogerpon is just so Yuno Hanaki coded. I was playing the DLC while waiting for debut. I think I've told you guys this. But, like, right before debut, I was playing that DLC, and I was just like, wow, this is the exact lore that fits what I'm planning for Yuno. This is amazing. It's like the Pokemon Company looked into my brain. Yippee! But I love Ogerpon. She's so cute. That's my baby. I know that would be Ice Women, but you really do look more like a Frostlass. Very true. Like, outfit coding-wise, I guess Frostlass is the closest. But you're right that that's more like Ice Woman. There was a time, and like maybe this will be something I do in the far-off future, but this is just an idea. Don't assume I'm actually going to do this. But like in the far-off future, I was thinking about getting a Yuno alt that was, like a Yuno alternate, I should say. An alternate Yuno that was like Ice Woman themed. So like full-on Yuki Onna aesthetic. So like white and like light blue and like ice concept. I thought about it. Maybe in the far future, then I would do that. And we would actually have, like, an Ice Woman, you know, model. We already have Ice Woman? Please. You could use it whenever you are cold, which would be all of winter, yes. I would have, like, specifically a winter-coded model. But this has to be way in the future. I can't ideate this now. But I do think it would be kind of cool to have that. Big callback to the first members stream. That was a stream that wasn't technically members, but it was advertising my members. And then it rated into the first ever members stream. Water mask Ogerpon fits, you know, because it's permanently in tears. That's fucked up, but also true. Ice Woman 2.0. Yeah, and then you'd actually have a way to be like, it's time for Ice Woman. And I could just pull out her model instead of having to use the Irastoya PNG. Which is, like, very basic looking and not at all scary. Even though I wanted her to be scary. But who knows, maybe in the future, I could get my mama to do an entire, like, Yuki Onna variant, you know? And then I'd have, like, blue hair and, like, all that fun stuff. I could finally be a blue woman. Imagine. Imagine blue woman? Blue woman? Maybe Slay. Why do they pay more attention to Ice Woman than me? I will be the Ice Woman. Literally me. The amount of times you guys still ask for Ice Woman, I'm just like, fuck it. If you're gonna keep asking, I might as well make a model. Because I have the power to do that now as an indie. That's something I probably would have never been able to do under Kawaii. Because Kawaii used to be a little bit strict about making sure we stuck to our initial branding. There were a lot of restrictions on how future outfits were going to be allowed to look. So... now it doesn't matter. I can do whatever. Yippee! Then we would ask for Green Woman. We can't... If you ask for Green Woman, I would just take out this model. You're right, though. I feel like once I give you access to Ice Woman, you'll get bored and you'll just be like, can we have Green Woman back? And I'll just be like, what the fuck? Where is Plaid Woman? We have Green Woman at home. Very true. Yuki Onna Yuno would go so hard. I do agree. I think it would look really, really pretty, especially with my new mama's art style. But again, this is something I'm not planning to do for like a really long time. Because working on models and, you know, the cost of models is crazy, so I would rather wait. I would rather wait until we get some good mileage out of the ones that I'm cooking already. But who knows, maybe in the future. I had the thought like a while ago is all I wanted to bring up. Like, maybe someday. What about Red Woman? Because Oni, like a more efficient Oni vibe? That is true, and I do love red hair. I guess we could go more like fiery Oni. Maybe. It's possible. I wouldn't be against it, but I'd have to think of like a really cool concept to go with it. That would like suit me. Because the thing with Yuki Onna is that I could still probably make that work. I could be like a little bit kudere and stuff too, which is something I probably would have done if I got to debut as the Ron model. So, like, that's something I can still like reasonably work with. I don't know if my voice coming out of like a red coded model would make sense. But maybe. If I could think of like interesting lore or like an interesting character concept, then maybe I would. Give Red Yuno a kanabo. Mane. I don't know if I could have a weapon on stream without getting banned, though. Would you ever want to make a Pokemon trainer design for Nuzlocke and stuff? So the thing with that is that it's probably not good to make a model that has copyrighted features. Because that can lead to this thing called a cease and desist. But, I make, like, original characters whenever I play Pokemon games. Like, I'll come up with, like, a unique name that's not mine, and I'll, like, make a unique character concept for them and stuff. So rather than having to, like, design me to look like a Pokemon trainer, I would probably just, like, make it OC, and then we could make fan art of that OC for the Pokemon series that I do. If that makes sense, because that's usually how I play Pokemon games anyway. Like, yeah, I probably couldn't make, like, a model or anything that was, like, Pokemon coded, because that could get cringe. Or, well, cringe in terms of, like, cease and desist. Not cringe as in the concept, but Nintendo do be a little scary. Game Freak be a little scary. Pokemon Company be a little scary. And actually you'll write a story based off it. I do want to, yes. My goal is to eventually get everything set up to do like a randomizer Nuzlocke and then also write a novelization to go along with it. Setting up a Yuno Hanaki AO3 account so I can post it. Because I think that would be fun. Ditto X Wailord 2. Well, you can pair Ditto with anyone, because the whole point of Ditto is that it can transform to match whatever Pokemon you pair it with in the daycare. Is this game safe for children? Extremely safe. Just don't look into it. That could be a cool video series. That was my hope. Yeah, I was thinking about, like... I wouldn't know how to illustrate it. I guess, like... I'm deciding if I want to stream it or if I want it to be like an edited down series, because then I wonder if I could get like illustrations and stuff. And it's like a highlight reel of things that happen, and then I also like write out the novelization for the readers. Think. It's safe because not even the grandpa and grandma at daycare know what happens. Honestly, you're so right. They're just like, it's so weird. Your Pokemon just started getting along really well, and then suddenly we found an egg with them. Haha, strange. Here you go. They really don't question it. How Pokemon make eggs is still like not even understood by people that like breed Pokemon in universe. It's just like, huh, suddenly egg. Don't read the early gen Dex entries. I don't know, man. I think even some later Dex entries got pretty dark. They probably trade wirelessly. Probably. They pull out the Game Link cable. So true. Rated E for extremely dark lore. Why did the Pokemon from the eggs look like the caretakers? Oh god. No. Your baby was holding an Everstone. If you really want to have trouble sleeping at night, male Gardevoir and female Muck are in the same egg group. I mean, thinking about egg groups in general is a nightmare in and of itself. As was brought up in chat earlier, there is the whole Skitty and Wailord debacle. Being in the same egg group and all. Egg groups are pretty fucked up. I don't really bother to think about them too much. I'm just like, I'm gonna pretend it doesn't exist. I know it does. I'm gonna pretend it doesn't, though. Because I don't want to have to think about that. Also, hold on 1 second, gamers. I need to go AFK real quick. Oh, you're back. Okay, I'm back. Hello. Sorry about that. Every time with the dad jokes. I guess I need to start saying I'm Yuno every time I return. Hello, I'm Yuno. Then you guys have to say hello, wait a second. I need to remember. I need to remember that I am familiar with your games. It's muscle memory. Did you know? Did you? Did you know? I don't think you knew. Damn, you had a hard time getting that sentence out, huh? You got there eventually. Do you? I don't know. We've been asked for 2 years. I don't know anymore, man. It's okay. It's okay to not know, but that's why I'm always asking. Did you know? Imagine typoing. Yeah, couldn't be me. Couldn't be any of us, to be honest. Never have we ever typoed. That's a lie, actually. I was watching one of my old VODs last night, and I literally had a moment where I typoed live on stream, and I still pinned the message. I'm so funny. It really do be like that sometimes. Literally looked at it and pinned it. I thought I knew, but the fact you keep asking makes me think I in fact do not know. You never know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe there's always more to learn, so you don't always know everything. But you might know some things. The block of cheese to the taco. Did you know we are connected by grate? Why specifically a taco? Don't you usually grate cheese on, like, pasta rather than on tacos? I like it, though. Good bit. Very silly. Oh shit, did I pull my cards earlier? In pocket? I don't remember if I did. Live Pokemon TCG pocket check, I guess. Did I pull earlier? I forget. My times have been all wonky lately. Dailies. Connecting some grilled cheese to my stomach. Ooh, grilled cheese. That sounds yummy. I haven't had a good grilled cheese in ages. I did not pull my cards, by the way. Impromptu pack pulling, I guess. I'm trying to get some of these Mewtwo cards in Genetic Apex because I've had really bad luck with Mewtwo cards. Let's go, pray for me. If I could get the immersive art, that would be great. But I just need, like, any slightly decent Mewtwo, to be honest. Let me pick a good pack. This one. No pop. It's literally so over. All dupes. It's fine. That was bound to happen. If only you could stream it. I still need to get the cable. I know that the cable that you can attach to the capture card is, like, relatively affordable. I just haven't gotten around to, like, actually getting it for myself. That's the main issue. But once I do that, I could start screen sharing from my phone a little bit more often, perhaps. My phone might die, though, because it's still, like, in that stage where if I do anything on it, it drains a fuck ton of battery. So it would also kind of kick my phone's ass to screen share, but I still want to do it at times. I hate how I have 3 cutscene Mewtwo's. What? You have 3 of the immersive arts? What the fuck? Can I have one? I can't wait until this game adds trading. I'll give you the immersive art Charizard I just pulled. I literally don't care. I think the Mewtwo one's cooler. The best grilled cheese is a good one. The second best is the one on your plate. Very true. Third best is my mom's special, which is to forget the cheese and give my brother a very weird breakfast. That's so funny. I cannot imagine how you could possibly forget the cheese while making a grilled cheese. But I guess if it's morning and you're tired and you also have mom brain, it'd be like that. That thought is kind of funny, though. I like to put sliced pickles on it. Are you... What? On a grilled cheese? I don't know about that. It's grilled toast at that point. It was just a grilled. Yeah, your mom was just like, here's your grilled. And then your brother was like, my grilled what? And then she just looked at him. Truly iconic. No pickles on a grilled cheese? I mean, I guess I understand from the perspective of, like, something kind of, like, slightly sour and, like, a little briny to, like, cut through the richness of the cheese. But, like, just pickles? I feel like you'd have to put other stuff on it at that point. I've had grilled cheese with bacon. That was pretty yummy. Have I ever done anything else, like, interesting with my grilled cheese? Not really. Brits eat what is known as a toast sandwich. It's real and sounds like exactly what it is. So is it like 3 slices of bread, or is it just 2 pieces of bread toasted? She forgot once ever, but we will remember that forever. It's always the one time that gets held against you for the rest of your life. Very real, very true information. 2 normal bread, 1 slice of toast in the middle. What? That's bizarre. That would have to be some really damn good bread in order for me to do something like that. I actually don't really care for toast all that much, despite being a bread enjoyer. I was talking to my friend about this the other day, but I was like, I wish I liked toast more than I do. It was like a random conversation we were having because we were both preparing breakfast at the same time. And I was just like, I don't know if I prefer toast, really. I don't go out of my way to eat it. It's actually really hard for me to get through a loaf of bread by myself because I don't really eat toast. And I have to be in a certain mindset to eat sandwiches. But then I always need bread and then don't have bread. But then if I buy bread, I don't end up using the bread. So, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I did have an era where I would, like, pan fry bread, so it was, like, a really light toast. And then I would make, like, egg sandwiches. Like, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. I would, like, make those myself at home. And they were pretty yummy. But I, like, burnt myself out on it, and then I stopped making them. And now I, like, haven't made them in a long time. And it's hard to figure out how to use bread. Like, I got bread recently when I got groceries, but, like, it's been a couple of days and I haven't really opened the loaf. And I'm just like, this bread's about to go bad. Well, not literally, but, like, it's gonna go bad and I'm gonna have barely used it. And I'm just like, so then should I not buy bread next time? But I guarantee you, I'm gonna decide to not buy bread. And then that's gonna be the week where I'm like, I need bread. But I don't have bread. It's so hard living by yourself and figuring out what food you need to, like, last you. I'm so indecisive. Toast is just a socially acceptable way to eat butter and jam. I guess that's true. I put butter and, like, jams and jellies on soft bread, though. I just don't really care for toast. Like, toast is fine. But, like, the one toast that I like above all others is, like, cinnamon toast. I love a good cinnamon toast, to be honest. But I don't have the cinnamon sugar mixture that I used to put on my toasts all the time. I'd 100% just buy wraps, but it's so weird putting peanut butter and jam on them, fellers. You're so right! I've done it before, and, like, it works way better sometimes than bread because wraps last longer, but it's also just such a weird texture. And then also, if you don't want to use it for peanut butter and jam, then you have to, like, find other stuff to put in the wrap, which is also all stuff that can perish really quickly, so you have to, like, consistently be willing to commit to eating the wraps, and it's just like... Living alone sucks. It's so hard to do stuff. It's so hard to pick and choose things. Every day I suffer. I'm trying to be better about it, though. As I have said, I'm trying to, like, make slightly healthier choices. So, I'm trying to be better about getting varied groceries and then, like, making more food at home. But it's hard. I end up being so fickle with my appetite and, like, what I end up interested in around meal times that I can't control it. Turn the wraps into nachos, but now I have too many nacho toppings. I never heard of turning the wraps into nachos, but I guess I can see how that would work. Bread that's buttered and toasted on the pan until the butter browns is peak. Very true. That's what I really liked about those toast sandwiches that I was making. Toasted sandwiches, I should say. Since we just established what a toast sandwich is. Toasted sandwiches. If you want some ideas for healthy-ish meals, I'd be glad to give you some ideas. I appreciate it, but I'm okay. It's not that I really need, like, recipe recommendations. It's more just my personal interest in what I want to eat changes. I'm not someone who can meal plan or meal prep, because even if I prep a bunch of something, or if I, like, plan to eat a particular thing on a particular day, something could very easily happen that just throws me out of whack, and I'm just like, well, now I don't even want to eat that, and I have to eat something else. So, like, it's not so much needing recipes, it's more just figuring out what my appetite is going to want at a certain point in time. And, like, actually being able to work with that properly. And that's the hard part. I guess I have an issue with commitment and, like, committing to what I plan to eat. And then it never works out. I'll buy 2 sandwiches so I have something to eat tomorrow. Eats both as soon as I get home. Oh god, why are you me? Every time I make dirty rice, I make, like, a really big, like, pot of it. And I always intend to eat the leftovers the next day, but usually I will eat, like, whatever portion I'm eating for dinner, and then I end up wanting to eat again a few hours later, and then it's gone, and I'm like, frick! I did it again! Just make 4 portions? Ugh, that's so much rice! But I guess that's a good point. I guess if I'm really having issues with portioning it out, I should just make a bunch of it at once. Really big batch. But that also sounds crazy. Guilty of doing that too. It's a curse. If I make a week worth of food, I'd be sick of it after 2 days. So true. I'm not really good at eating the same thing, like, consistently, like, over a period of time. Some of my friends are, like, really good at meal planning, and they're okay with repeating meals, but I'm just like, frick. I can't do it. I just made, like, a week worth of spaghetti. Well, like I said, some people are really good at, like, meal planning and, like, making stuff that they can eat over multiple days, but I'm just not one of those people. I can't do it. I think I get it from Onimama too, because Onimama would always say that she wanted to like make certain things to have leftovers, but then she just wouldn't eat the leftovers, and so the leftovers would go to waste in the fridge. And like, I guess that behavior kind of like went to me, so now the opposite is that I try to eat everything so I don't have leftovers so that it doesn't get lost in the fridge. This is my way of coping with the fact that our fridge used to be full of leftovers that Onimama never wanted to eat because she never wanted to eat the same thing 2 days in a row. And then she would just never get around to eating those leftovers and they'd be wasted. So I would just start eating it. Humph. I'm the anti-that. Peanut butter sandwich basically every day for the last 30 plus years. That's really powerful. I love that for you. I used to be okay with really repetitive meals for, like, my school lunches back when I was, like, in school. But I guess as I got older, I started wanting to repeat a bit less. I still have, like, a rotation of things I usually, like, use as a go-to. But I can't really do the same thing every single day. Unless I'm, like, really craving something. I'd have to be, like, in a super mood for one particular thing. But even then, that craving only lasts for, like, 2 or 3 days. What did you have for those? I bet they weren't super hard since you were young. The one that I remember that I had the most consistently was a peanut butter and grape jelly sandwich, either on like regular bread or an Uncrustable if Onimama felt particularly lazy. Either a cup of diced peaches or a banana. A chip, usually Fritos. There was a period of time where it was like old school Doritos, but after Doritos changed their flavor, it wasn't Doritos anymore. It was usually like Fritos or Pringles. And there was this pack of like Chips Ahoy, like thin crisps. They were like a 100-calorie pack of like pre-packaged like little like thin crisps, like thin crisp chocolate chip cookie. And that was like my dessert. And since I used to go to a babysitter, like, I would go to my babysitter's house, so my Onimama would also send me with, like, a little, like, cup of milk in, like, a sippy cup, and that would be kept in the fridge, until it was time for snack time, usually, because she wouldn't give us our beverages until the end of the meal. We would have to eat everything in a specific order, and then if we were able to eat everything in order and, like, empty the containers, then we would get our drinks. Our drinks and our snack, usually. We would have one snack we could have after lunch, and then the other snack would have to be for snack time. Maybe repeat meals in school is mainly because there's a lot of focus in school. You mean, like, routine? I do think it might be part of the routine thing. That was my school lunch, then I got addicted. I can't miss 2 days without withdrawal symptoms. Hey, man, I love peanut butter, too. It can be really good. There was one guy that got a Disney park pass basically for the cheap food and free parking. He lived like that for a couple years before anyone caught on. Really? I've never heard of this. That's so interesting. Huh. I mean, I guess so, yeah. Like, there'd probably be some benefit to that, especially if you didn't have to, like, cook for yourself. If the price was, like, justifiable with the pass benefits, then I could see that working. Huh. I don't think I could ever do something like that, though. You know what I'm craving recently? Shrimp tacos? Oh, I see, I see. I mean, I don't like shrimp, so you are alone in that, but I understand the feeling of a craving. I don't think I'm craving anything specific right now. Not off the top of my head. Yeah, no. I don't really have a specific craving right now. Which is good, because I had a period where I was craving something, like, a lot, and then thus I was, like, getting it a lot, and it's good to be able to curb that habit. Good on me for being able to curb that, desire. Man, oh man. Cravings are dangerous. Especially if it's for something that I can't cook, which is a lot of things. So then I have to, like, figure out if I can afford to order it. But it's okay, I am a good girl, I manage things relatively well. But when I had that craving, I was kind of being a little bit more impulsive than I normally am. Not, like, consistently impulsive, but probably more than I should have been. So it led to me consuming that one thing a lot. My ass craving so many things while checking Uber Eats, it eventually cancels out. Honestly, I wish I had that power. Something will usually win out in the end when it comes to my cravings. I wish mine could cancel out. Usually when it cancels out, I just default to the thing I like always order when I want to order something and I need it cheap. So it's just like some random fast food. Because usually if I'm looking at the app, that means I don't want to cook. And I can't give up and just go cook something usually once I decide that I don't want to cook. If I'm in the mood to cook, though, I will try my best to decide based on my options at home. I see so many good-looking things, I just give up. Ugh, I wish I had that power. Instead, I just give in. I find making it as hard as possible to get the craving makes it go away. Deleted all the delivery apps. That's fair. If it helps, Uber Eats is more expensive and they also skim the portions as well. Example, Chipotle. So I've heard, but the couple of times I've gotten Chipotle delivered recently, my portions have been pretty okay. Or maybe I'm just not that picky about portions. I haven't had too many issues with mine. But no, I agree. I also try to get deals if I'm going to order something for delivery. I limit it. It's maybe like once or twice a week. Usually just once. Sometimes twice. But then for the most part, I try to consume things at home. But I also only eat like one meal a day, so it's kind of easy for me to control my... It's easy for me to control my purchases for that reason. Because I only eat like one meal. One meal a day. Yep. That's me. I took 4 life choices and now I'm gonna travel to Japan in a week. We'll stay there for a whole month with basic Japanese knowledge and only English and Spanish to survive. Wish me luck, chat. Honestly, depending on where you're staying, only knowing English and a little bit of Japanese is honestly gonna be fine. Like, if you're staying in Tokyo, there's so many signs and things already in English, and people will be able to, like, speak enough, like, passion English to get you through. You're probably gonna be okay. If you're staying somewhere a little more rural, that might be harder, but if you're staying near one of the major, like, touristy cities, like a Tokyo or a Kyoto or whatever, you're probably gonna be fine. But I still wish you luck. I hope you have a good trip. Not the single girl dinner being the only source of nutrition. Ehehe. Ehehehe. I can't help it. I'm just a girl. Ehe. Sometimes the single meal is only girl breakfast, and then I don't even bother to really eat dinner. Ehehehe. Thank you, Green Oni. We'll miss ya. Of course. Have a good trip. Help you have fun stories. You're killing me. I'm sorry. This is just how I am. I just don't feel hungry most of the time. I only start getting hungry, like, near dinner. And then I, like, can't... I can't really get hungry. Sometimes I'm hungry in the mornings, and that's when I have breakfast. But then, like, I don't have a lunch usually. I don't really snack during the day. And then maybe I will eat something at dinner still. So occasionally it's 2 meals a day. For the most part, it's only 1, though. You're killing me, Smalls. If the one meal has 1,000 calories, no problem, assuming some liquid calories throughout the day. Water. I drink water throughout the day. I don't really change it up until dinner. And, like, sometimes I have coffee in the mornings. So I guess, like, there's a little bit of liquid calories there. Because it's, like, flavored coffee and then has creamer in it. And then, usually it's, like, nothing until dinner. Water has, like, 0 calories. I know this. I know this. But I like water. At least I'm staying hydrated. Right? I think you guys would be more worried about me if I also didn't drink water. I think you would have more cause for concern if I was barely eating and then also didn't really drink water during the day either. But lucky for you, I love hydrating. If you didn't drink water, you wouldn't have lived over 200 years. This is true. Are you getting the right salt balance, though? I don't know. Smile. I'm not sure. I don't pay attention to those things. Malnourished but not dehydrated. Thumbs up. Water has negative calories. You burn calories to heat it to room temp. A 16-ounce bottle out of the fridge is like minus 15. How about tap water? Lyra! Lyra? I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Lyra? Lyra? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. Hello. For those of you who might not know me, I am Yuno Hanaki. I am the one and only Oiran from Mialoon, which is a small little indie group that I'm in with my friends Melon and Lynn. Thank you guys so much for the raid. I'm a variety streamer. I do a mix of things like chatting and gaming and a lot of like writing and voice acting and like creative content and like a little bit of singing sometimes. And yeah. That's kind of what I do. I guess I'm a little bit of a variety streamer. I'm just a little creature though. I hope you had a good stream. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm also gonna give you a cute girl wrench because cute people get the cute people wrench. Use it well. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. I will do my best to look after your viewers. Thank you for entrusting them to little me. Hope your stream is going well. I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Ooh! You know, my chat keeps trying to get me to play Xenoblade. I wonder if I would like it. I'm a big Tales series enjoyer. That's my usual JRPG of choice. But I've been very curious about that game because so many people keep putting it out to me. I've been curious about it. I wonder if I would like it. I love Tales as well. Do you have a favorite? We're gonna be good friends. We are gonna be such good friends. My favorite is Tales of Legendia, which I think is a bit of a niche pick. My first one was Symphonia. But I also like Abyss and Vesperia quite a bit as well. I'm currently playing through Tales of Grace's F for the very first time. Completely blind playthrough, so it's been really nice to experience a Tales game from, like, the very beginning again. But I love the Tales games. I love them all so much. They're all my children. I have reasons to love all of them. If you were to twist my arm, though, I'd say Legendia is my favorite. I think you'd like the first one. I have more mixed feelings about the second, but lots also like it. I mean, I could try both. If we think that there is value in playing both. I will consider. It's hard for me to get into games that aren't, like, Tales style or, like, Persona, I guess, because Persona is the other, like, JRPG I play kind of more often. Symphonia was my first as well. It's still my favorite, but I do enjoy the others. Yippee! So glad to meet another Symphonia enjoyer. But yeah, I'll have to check out maybe I will actually consider playing Xenoblade at some point. It'll be a while, though, because I'm currently committing to both Grace's F and Okami HD right now, so I'm already kind of buried in JRPGs. Don't think I could handle a third in my rotation. But maybe after I get through some of this backlog, we'll consider new games. Legendia is niche, but not Innocence niche, let alone Tempest niche. I guess that's fair. Those ones are pretty niche, but that's just because the localizations barely exist, if at all. Which is they don't. But I think Legendia is more so niche because it's so different from the other Tales games. And it was, like, super unpopular when it got localized in the West for this reason. It's also super unpopular in Japan, but, like, we're not going there. We're not going there. The people don't like it as much as I do. Symphonia 2. They like to torture me with bringing up Symphonia 2 because of the times I go on very impassioned rants about it. It's something. She's a keeper. I know. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for the raid. It's very nice to meet you as well. I hope we'll get to chat more. It'll be fun to talk about Tales and things in the future. It is so nice to meet other people who know about Tales. Dawn of the New World is one of the Tales games of all time. It sure is. If we're going to talk about games that depart from the usual Tales formula, I am surprised that more people... Well, okay, lots of people do hate that that game is, like, Pokemon adjacent, but... They are multiplying. They are multiplying. Let's go. Yippee, yippee, yippee. They are multiplying rapidly. Dawn of the New World has its ups and downs, of course, Richter being one of the ups. You know what? That's a fair opinion. I think of the new characters that get introduced, Richter is one of the stronger ones. He's not my favorite, though. I am a Alice enjoyer, unashamedly. I love Alice as a character. She's really fun, especially when she's evil. Smile. But Richter is a good pick as well. I'd argue the creature collection angle is small potatoes compared to the game's other issues. Well, the point that I wanted to make was, like, I feel as if people give Legendia a lot of flack for being different from typical Tales games, but then they don't give Dawn of the New World as much flack for its creature collection. But you're right that it's because it's small potatoes compared to everything else. It's just funny that, like, people hate Legendia so much, even though its story is so good, just because they don't like that it has a slightly different, like, combat and, like, gameplay style. Which frustrates me, because I love the Legendia cast with all of my heart and soul. But it's okay. As soon as it gets that confirmed remake, which I know they're probably going to give, with the copium that I'm huffing, I will get to show everyone the truth. Which is that Legendia is great. Soon, the people will see. And I will get to prove myself. I never played Legendia, but I've always wanted to. I really hope it gets the remaster treatment, like how they've been promising, like, a lot of the series are going to be getting remasters. Because as soon as it does, I hope you get the chance to play it and enjoy it. That's the whole reason I'm able to play Grace's F, so I want other people to be able to experience Legendia the same way I'm finally able to experience Grace's. Slight change to the combat system. I just felt millions of gamers wince and bite back a scream. Yeah, that is usually something that frustrates people, especially because Tales is really well known for its linear motion battle system. So the fact that it wasn't really like that for Legendia is probably what made people super pissed off, but it was also like the change in art style, the overall like vibe was kind of different. That's also why I liked it. I don't know, I still feel like it was a really good Tales game in terms of like narrative direction. But there's just everything else about it that people didn't like. But I think it's great. And I hope that when it does get its remaster or remake treatment, that people will understand. Because I assume maybe if they remaster and remake it, they'll try to make it, more... I don't want to say that they'll, like, change it to be more in line with the other Tales games, because that would be a bit disingenuous, but I'm hoping that more people will be willing to give it another shot and be more open-minded. I'm trying to work my way through the old games to have more nuanced opinions on them, playing Fantasia at the moment. Who is your favorite, and is it Arche or Suzu? Because those two are the best. Those are my girls, and I love them, and I care them very, very much. If it's your favorite, I'll 100% play it if it's ported. You should! I'm so excited. The EN reviews generally criticize Legenia's narrative. What say you to this? I do think that the main story for Legenia could be better. There are some aspects of it that frustrate me, but I think that's kind of par of the course with a lot of games. Like, you're not always gonna, like, fully love a story. There is aspects of it that are a little bit frustrating for me as well. However, the game makes up for it by having a very robust post-game. Compared to most Tales games that, like, don't really have a post-game, Legenia has a really long post-game. That's, like, I guess not as long as the main game, but it's pretty dang long. It adds another, like, depending on how in-depth you get with it, like maybe 20-ish gameplay hours. And it focuses specifically on, like, each character in the party's individual story. So you get, like, individual character growth for each main character. They all get a chance to be in the spotlight. You get to learn a lot about their specific backstory, what makes them who they are, how they have changed already in the course of the already present journey. And then it, like, culminates in something that I think is pretty cool. I really like how it ended. And so I think that the story kind of makes up for it with the character quests that exist in the post-game. I do think the overall main plot might not be the strongest in the eyes of some players, but I think that the Legenia main characters, their chemistry is the most believable to me, and they really lean into the found family trope, which is a trope that I love in fiction, so I have a bit of bias. Arche is the best Tales of girl, maybe second best after Merity. I think those are fair takes. I don't know if I'd fully agree. I'm not sure who my best Tales girl is, though. I'm tempted to say Annis. But that's because Annis just has a special place in my heart for, like, what she did for me as a person. There's no way you'll like every aspect of the game. Look at you with the early Graces story. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just that it was frustrating me. There's like a difference between not liking something actively to the point where it's like making me not want to play versus just being frustrated with how a story is progressing. I don't think it's being told in a bad way. I also don't think it's like a bad story. I just was frustrated because I was so immersed in it. I wasn't mad because I don't like it. I was mad because I cared about the characters and I thought that they were all acting shitty. Bully Asbel the story? Exactly! I get why some people don't like her, but I think Mila Maxwell is one of my favorite Tales girls. I also like Mila, but... Yeah. I also understand why some people don't like her as well. There's been multiple times in stories where I was like, that's dumb, but played on anyways. Same. If we're going back to the argument, literally me with Graces. I get really frustrated by how they're acting, but I want to go through the story because I want to see Asbel finally catch a dub. Rita Mordio. Honestly, you're also very based for that. I love Rita, too. She's so cute. She's definitely my favorite girl in Vesperia. She's so cute. Rita is fantastic. Yeah! I love her. Not that far into the Tales rabbit hole, but I love Berseria. I haven't played Berseria yet. It's on my list, though. All of the games that have been ported to Steam, I have in my Steam library with the intention of playing through them on stream at some point. I'm just doing Graces first because it's topical. And I never got to play it. So I'm excited. All the Symphonia girls are peak. I want to point to one, but they all stand out in their own ways. My favorite Symphonia girl is always going to be Presea, but I do agree that the Symphonia girls are quite peak. The best waifu in Vesperia is Yuri. I mean, he's got the makings of being a good waifu. This is factual. Are you enjoying Graces so far? I am! I'm having so much fun. The combat style is, like, different, but in a refreshing way for me. I like the characters. I don't really have a favorite character yet. Sophie is my daughter. I guess if you asked me to pick someone, I would pick Sophie. I also feel really bad for Asbel and how everybody treats him in this beginning part of the story. And I like Richard a lot, too. Every time people are like, is Richard okay? Why is he acting like this? Why is he so evil? I'm just like, you guys are literally blind. He's possessed! He's possessed! It's so obvious! Pay attention! So that part frustrates me a bit too, but I know it's part of the narrative for them to be like, this isn't Richard. Why is he acting so different? Because they are not able to rub their brain cells together and figure it out. But I like Richard too. I don't know, I like the characters a lot. But I haven't picked a specific favorite. I guess Sophie because she's my daughter, and then maybe Asbel because I'm an Asbel apologist. He keeps getting shat on by literally everybody else in the cast. Even, like, the NPCs keep finding ways to blame Asbel for things that are not his fault. And I'm just like, bro, can you leave him alone, please? It must be Asbel's fault. Richard's evil. Stop! He didn't do anything. He was just a kid. He's just a little guy. You kind of sounded like Tara Strong when you said that. Tara Strong? Me? Do I take that as a compliment? Maybe a little bit, I guess. Poor Asbel getting the short end of the stick. I'm so glad you agree with me. It's actually insane how much they bully this 11-year-old boy for making 11-year-old boy decisions. Me, during the entire prologue, if you watch my first stream that I did of it, where I played for like 9 hours, I went through like the entire like beginning arc, just like constantly yelling at my screen like, he's 11! Why are you guys giving him so much shit? He's 11 years old! He's making 11-year-old boy decisions! Why are you so mad at him? And then when he's older and he still keeps getting blamed for shit, I'm just like, you're blaming him for things he did when he was 11! It's been 7 years! Grow up! It's crazy. They drive me crazy. But it's okay. It's you know, JRPG trope things. I am aware that the story needs to progress this way in order for things to happen the way they need to, but I'm also just like, goddamn. He was 11! He's not gonna make the smartest decisions at 11 years old. He's 11! You know, I probably wouldn't think this way if I played this game when I was younger, like when it actually came out. I probably would have been like, wow, Asbel is such an entitled child. But now I'm just like, guys, he was 11. You would be a fucking idiot too if you were 11 and had to do these things. Distance from the narrative due to being over 200. I'm just a protective mom. I'm holding 11-year-old Asbel close to me like, it's okay, son. I understand that you were only 11. It's okay, my child. No one else gets it, but I get it. I will protect you. Not sure if you guys picked this up, but Hasbro was 11. Literally me in the story. When they keep holding stuff against him. Well, the thing is, too, like, at least when it comes to Sharia was also, like, 11 when all of that went down. So I guess she's allowed to still be petty. But I'm also just like, you keep saying that Asbel needs to grow up and be more mature and take responsibility, but, like, you're being so petty. She's a very petty girl, Miss Sharia. But it's fine, I guess. If it's coming from the place that she was in when she was also a child. Same with Hubert. Hubert went through the things that he did when he was also a child, so I understand that he's got resentment because it was, like, formational. But it's also just like, man. Everyone else just is, like, not allowed to be guilty, and yet Asbel has to be guilty of everything. None of the other characters have really gotten any kind of, like, awakening to the fact that they also were kind of messed up. Well, Sharia kind of did in the last session that I played. She kind of, like, had to realize that she was being a bit immature because Asbel was like, you've been really cold to me ever since we met again. And I was just like, finally! He's telling them how it is. About time that he spoke up for himself. They had no idea they were 11. I understand every word that has been said in the past 8 minutes alone, but not altogether. I'm sorry. I guess I'll just stop talking about it. But anyways, I like Grace's. It's been fun so far. Anyway, Tales, my beloved. Tales games, good. More people should play more Tales games. I think she likes Tales games. I get very heated. If I like a game, I get heated about it, though. It's not always Tales. Just more often than not, it is Tales. I've been holding back double-clicking the Tales of Grace's F remastered shortcut on my desktop while watching your stream. I'm proud of you. You don't have to hold back, though. If you want to play, go play. Soon to be Okami? I wonder. With the amount of times I've been playing Okami, I'm like, I'm not really fully invested in the story of Okami, if that makes sense. Like, I like it. It has moments of charm, but it's not, like, hooking me. I blame Iku. You mean Isun? No, Isun's not why. I do think Isun has moments of being kind of funny, even if he's a bit weird. But, like, I don't know. It's... like, it's just not hooking me. I'm not, like, super invested in it. It's fun to play. It's fun to collect stuff. It's fun to, like, solve puzzles and get through dungeons. Okami's story is mostly dumb, but the game is gorgeous and fun. I wouldn't call the story dumb, either. I just think it's very, like, simple. Which I guess makes sense, because it's meant to be, like, a fable or, like, a legend. So, those usually tend to be pretty straightforward. So, the story isn't really going to be super deep, and I get that. But it has been fun to play. I actually find the combat to be really satisfying. I've been enjoying that aspect of it. And I think that the art style is gorgeous. I love just, like, looking at it. The story, though, hasn't really, like, hooked me. So I don't know if I'll be super passionate about the story in the same way. But I do like playing the game. I'm enjoying myself. She draws really great ovals. Yeah, especially when they need me to draw a perfect circle, I'm really good at drawing ovals. If you're used to JRPGs like Tales, then Okami wouldn't be as deep. Yeah, I think that might be part of the issue. It's not trying to have a super complex story, and that's okay. It's a kind of simple game more about going on a fun adventure. Yeah, like I said, for what it is offering, I am enjoying it. I'm just saying that, like, if you were to ask me if I'm going to get passionate about Okami the same way as Tales, the answer is probably no. But I am enjoying my time with it. It's fun and silly. It's fun to play. And the story has moments of being, like, cute and kooky in another fun way. I wonder if Xenoblade will be somewhere in the middle. Like, will I get as passionate about Xenoblade as I will Tales? Curious. I love how pretty Okami is. Seeing the cherry blossoms each time fills me with joy. It's so pretty. Every time I make the place bloom, and it has that, like, really pretty trill of music as everything, like, turns green and blossoms. Gorgeous. Truly super pretty. Art style's good, and I'm playing Okami because I'm curious what Okami 2 is going to be like so many years in the future. I really want to see how the updated art style is going to look. I bet it will be amazing. Xenoblade has bromance and women. Ooh. That also sounds fun. Xenoblade has been tons of fun for me, but I haven't decided where it sits for me JRPG-wise. Okay. Lots of women. I do like women, so that's also good. You know, games have cool lore. Mass Effect, they have a fully narrated glossary of all the important name stuff, which I love. You ever play any of those games? No, but my best friend really liked Mass Effect. Maybe I would consider playing a Mass Effect game. Because I do like narrative games, so if it has a really interesting narrative, I might try it. I can't guarantee I would like it. But if it has a lot of story, yippee! Mass Effect has a lot of blue women. Oh, say less. I do love blue women specifically. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is honestly a fantastic story. I could see you getting very invested in it. Ooh. Okay. Mass Effect is 70% narrative, 30% third-person shooting. Well, I can handle it if it's third-person. First-person is difficult. Third-person might be okay. Maybe. Disco Elysium is all story. I have seen people try Disco Elysium. I don't know if I'm into that level of, like, all story. But it seems kind of fun. Maybe. Mass Effect 1 explaining why the guns don't need reloads sold the game. Game coding limitation? Nah, bro, lore. No, that's fun. I love that. Disco Elysium would be such a cerebral series. Yeah, that would require a lot of thinky brain time from what I have seen. I was, like, watching a streamer that I like. It was, like, a highlight reel of her playing it, and I was watching it, and I was like, oh, this seems... Like, it seems fun, but I also don't know how interesting it would be as a stream game. I think that would probably be a game to experience on my own, because a lot of it's just reading. For better or worse. I mean, you could argue that about, like, visual novels and stuff that I play too, but, like... a lot of it's just kind of, like, being read to. I finished my Mass Effect 1 playthrough, so now going into the second. Wonderful. Sounds like you are having fun with it. I think my friend's favorite was Mass Effect 2 or 3? There are 3 Mass Effect games, right? I don't remember. I don't think it was the first, though. I think they preferred the second and the third. Mass Effect 2 is a general consensus best. Would highly recommend Red Dead Redemption. Interesting. 4, but we don't talk about the 4th. Oh, I see. Mass Effect 2 is a side plot where you must choose between a blue woman and her yandere daughter. What? Choosing between the mom and the daughter? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I like that concept. I see. Mass Effect 2 is the best story. Mass Effect 3 is the best gameplay. Oh. I see. Okay. I mean, well, I'll consider it. We have, again, I have like a crazy backlog of things to play through still. So, I have to get through the backlog, and then we'll consider doing another, like, narrative game. Because after Okami, it's Chrono Trigger. Maybe after Chrono Trigger, I will consider going to Mass Effect or something. This is the Yuno special of having 500 games suggested to in one OniMon. Help! I'm drowning in game wrecks. Help! Get it when it's on sale. All 3 games are $5 total. Oh! Unfortunately, I don't think I can put a trilogy in my Steam wish list. But if I find out that there will be a sale, I will try to get on that. Foodie, I already bought the damn game. Have patience. Please be patient. With the way that my schedule has changed, I'm not gaming as much during the week. Help. Next time it comes around, I'm sure one of us can remind you. Yeah, probably. Stream, play it now. It's sold as a collection now. I don't think you can even buy them individually anymore. Really? I will consider. Breaks are definitely important too. Yeah. I was having, I was streaming like... I mean, I think I was still streaming an okay amount, but I did experience burnout a couple weeks ago. I'm still recovering. So... I have been trying to be a bit more mindful of, like, taking breaks from stuff. But the other problem is that I love games that have a heavy narrative, which means that they are all games that take a long time to play. But taking more breaks in a week means that there have been less times that I've been able to stream games. Which can be hard when you have an audience like mine who's like, Streamer, please play the game. Streamer, please play game. Streamer. I recommend Citizen Sleeper. What is that? Citizen Sleeper. What this? Role-playing in the ruins of an interplanetary capitalism. Live the life of an escaped worker washed up on a lawless station at the edge of an interstellar society. Inspired by the flexibility and freedom of tabletop RPGs, explore the station, choose your friends, escape your past, and change your future. Huh. Interesting. I see. You want great lore and world building? I recommend League of Legends. Lamau, you're so funny. Oops, all gamers want to share their specific hyperfixations. Look, it do be like that sometimes. But I don't mind it. It's nice getting to hear everybody else's interests because, you know, I usually make you guys listen to mine. So it's nice to get to hear about yours. I actually like it, surprisingly. I know you guys might not think I do, but I do. I like learning about the things you guys like. Shockingly enough. Even if it's not necessarily something I would play, I do still like hearing about it. So I'm like, yippee! It's only fair. I didn't recommend you my ultimate fixations yet, and I think that is a blessing for you. Citizen Sleeper is like 90 cents on Eneba? What? That's crazy. I checked on Steam and it's like $20. One of my fave games is BioShock. I don't think you would like it. It's heavy on the FPS, but the story is immaculate. I've also heard good things about BioShock Infinite. I would have to take a look at the gameplay to see if I would like it. If I feel like I could handle it, maybe I would give it a shot. But again, I have to be careful with too many narrative games. Oh, it's a site we're not supposed to talk about? Okay, I'll pretend I didn't see it. I do not see. I pretend I cannot read. Therefore, I cannot am. Free Space 2, a 1999 release space combat sim. Well, that sounds fun for people who are into space combat. Whoopee yippee. I'm just not really a retro gamer though, so it might be kind of hard to get me to play old games. But there are plenty of people that are into playing retro games. Maybe you'd be better off trying your luck with people who like retro. My brother was too scared to play BioShock, but I thought it was a bit corny, so I didn't see it the same. I don't think it seems scary. It's more just like, will the playstyle gel with me, is the real question. Would you ever consider getting into Metal Gear? I've been mildly curious about Metal Gear. I've been like, huh. Maybe, Metal Gear would be fun to try. But I'm not, like, fully committed. I also don't know where to start with Metal Gear. Metal Gear has, like, a lot of games as far as I know, and it might take a long time. After watching you play Princess Peach, I think you should play Elden Ring. Very funny. I'm never going to play one of those kinds of games. The closest I ever got was playing another Crab's Treasure. Probably never again. Start with Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear 3 is the starting point. See, this is the thing! What the fuck am I supposed to do with this information? Everyone has contradictory information. I don't know where I'm supposed to start. Help! 2 comments relatively close to each other. No other game will give you a one-shot gun. Exactly. Another Crab's Treasure was literally perfect for me because it gave me the gun of defeat boss that gives you anger. She is tackling this issue right now? Yeah, I don't know. But, like, maybe. When in doubt, play in release order. I guess that's fair. All 3 games are on Steam. Aren't there, like, more than 3? I thought there was more. Unless those are, like, side games that aren't necessary. Or maybe I'm confusing it with something else. I don't know. You should begin with Metal Gear on NES. What did I just say about retro? I don't know anything. What can I? There is more, but don't worry about it yet. Second collection is not out yet. Oh, okay, that's where the other games are. I understand. How much money do we all think Yuno has to pile up for recommendations? I mean, this is all just, like, things that I keep note of for the future. If I hear of recommendations that sound interesting, I add them to my wish list. And then I keep an eye out for when there is either a good sale or when I have an urge to get new games. But, like, also, I got games during the winter sale that I still need to play, so probably not going to be buying any new games anytime soon. But I will be keeping an eye out for sales. Metal Gear Solid 3 is the first game chronologically and a lot of people's favorite. Sometimes people say to start with that one, but the story has a bunch of stuff that calls back to the old ones. Oh, okay. So it would make sense to just play them in release order and go 1, 2, 3. Naruhodo. Maybe. But definitely not anytime soon. It's fine. But I do appreciate the recommendations. It makes me happy when you guys want to suggest things for me to try. I can't always commit, and it will probably take a long time before I can get to them because I have a backlog, but I do appreciate knowing about them. because it means we will have options. I can truthfully say I will never run out of games, because you guys always have something to recommend. And then, of course, we have the games that I want to play, which is a whole other, also important category. So, you know, it works out. In the end, everyone will be happy at some point. The funniest thing about Metal Gear is that whenever I try to search the correct order to play, I keep finding guides that include Godzilla, the Titanic, and random things. That sounds about right from what I know about Metal Gear. I hear it's just a very meme-y series. Sorry if I am pausing every now and again to answer messages. Since I am coordinating invites for my birthday call-ins, I'm occasionally reaching out to people. Whoa, crazy. It is EP time, mentally exhausted for some reason. Okay, rest well. Have a good rest. Metal Gear has the kinds of twists that make repeat playthroughs and watching others play very rewarding, which is, I think, why it makes such an impression on people. Interesting. So you can have, like, varied playthroughs in it? Choices matter? Or is it still linear? Or maybe it's more just about, like, watching people react to the same story a bunch. If anything, if you had to pause more to respond to invites, I'd be even more proud. I'm doing my best. I have been getting messages from people I've invited, like, during the stream, and I've been, like, reading them on occasion. Not, like, fully replying, but I've been, like, giving them, like, reacts, and if people ask a direct question, I try to reply, but I've been seeing where people be, like, reply, and I've been, like, ah! I'm really excited. Yippee! I'm doing a cute little baby clap. This is wonderful news. I'm glad you guys are happy for me. I'm happy for me, too. There have been some very surprising yeses that have come in. And also, there's been, like, people who have very cutely, like, replied almost immediately, like, oh my god, yes? And I've, like, wanted to cry. Wah! They're generally linear, more things that put previous events into a different context. Oh, okay. I see. Well, yeah, like I said, I'll consider it. I just have a backlog. And the thing with wanting to commit to a series of games is that I'd have to be able to, like, commit a good portion of my schedule to playing, like, the series of games. One of the benefits of things like Tales or Okami is that currently they are one-offs. And I can, like, take a break before having to, like, do anything else related to them again. But the problem with, like, a series, like Metal Gear or Mass Effect, is once you get through one, people are going to expect you to play the second, like, immediately. So I'd have to be willing to commit to that for a long time. But we'll see. I do want to consider more games and, like, branch out a little bit more. One of my goals on my 2025 list is, like, just trying to get out of my comfort zone more. Both with socializing, both with, game genres, both with, like, just doing more stuff that is, like, not something I've done before. So I'm trying to say fuck it and, like, try things a little more often. But then if I really hate something, I'll just, like, not play it again, you know? Better to try than to just immediately write it off. Do you like level-based puzzle-style games like Escape Simulator? I've never really played Escape Simulator, but I do like puzzle games. And I guess puzzle games with levels can also be fun. Maybe Xenoblade would be a better candidate since it's more standalone. Well, again, even switching it to Xenoblade, it's still gonna be a while before I get to that. Because, like, I have to get through the other games in my backlog. And then with Xenoblade, people are going to be like, oh, you're playing the first one? Why don't you play the second one? Or, I'm going to play the second one, and they're going to be like, when are you going to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3? And I'm going to be like, I'm doing the best I can. There's only so many days in a week. But, you know, these are just all ideas. We're spitballing, we're coming up with them. We've got, like, vague concepts. But, you know, my goal is to be able to, like, get to more games and try new things. Play Doom Eternal. Okay, I've seen other people play Doom. I would not like Doom. I appreciate the suggestion, though. That is definitely relatable. I had a few people ask why I haven't played the first one yet and why I'm playing the second, because I only have the second. Yeah, exactly! And if they're more standalone, then it shouldn't cause too many issues. It's fine to play it as, like, a one-off thing. Or, like, to start from wherever. But as long as you are enjoying it, that should be what matters. Why won't you only play the game where you kill demons? Yeah, gee, I wonder why. It's almost like I'm also a demon. And I don't want to kill other demons. Crazy. Nobody kills their cousin's live. It's so fucked up. I can't do it. I could never. Nah, it's fine. It's more just like, I don't know. My current interest in games just is pretty narrow, so if I don't get recommendations, I will probably stick to my box forever. So I honestly think it's good that I'm getting recommendations for other things, because if I want to keep branching out, I gotta at least try with some things. So, you know, things like Mass Effect or Bioshock Infinite or some of these other suggestions that have come in, like, I'm gonna try them. And then if I like those, I'll try expanding even further. Baby steps further away. Because, like, the thing about Doom is it's literally just, like, shoot monster. That's not really a game that I would really play. Play Fallout, maybe in the distant future. I'm good, thank you. Again, baby steps. It's okay to play Xenoblade out of order, except Xenoblade 3 DLC. You only play that after playing all 10? What, 10? What do you mean there's 10 Xenoblades? What? Or are you memeing? This is a joke I don't get. I thought there was only 3. Oh no. Trash Goblin has a demo? What do you mean Trash Goblin? Was that a game that we talked about? Xenosaga technically starts with Xenogears on the PS1. Oh no, I see. It's actually over. Oh my god, I need to learn how to type. Trash Goblin. Oh wow, the dev is playing right now. Good for them. Please don't show me that. A wholesome, cozy shopkeeping game. Uncover and clean trinkets, then upcycle them to sell to endless, colorful, and quirky customers. Spend your savings to upgrade your shop, buy better tools, plus expand and customize your space. Oh. That sounds like a game my friend would like. They love games where you run a little shop and you sell little trinkets. I'll be surprised if they haven't played this already, but I'm gonna link this to them just to see. Waiting for the Power Wash Simulator playthrough. I need to play Power Wash. I do have it. I don't have all the DLC, though. Are you interested in any comfy games? What games do you like to play? I play a lot of story-based games, as we have discussed. That's why I like JRPGs a lot. I play comfy puzzle games. I like relaxing games, too, like, cozy simulators and stuff. I've played, like, more comfy puzzle games, like stuff where you, like, put things together or you, like, fix stuff. like, kind of satisfying games, similar to A Little to the Left, although A Little to the Left may be mad at times. But, like, stuff that's more satisfying, I guess. Stuff that's, like, cozy. Anything that's under the wholesome games category on Steam, I probably like. I also like visual novels and otome games. I have, like, series on my channel where I talk about otome a lot. I'm kind of notorious for that. But I like other dating sims, too. That's kind of the main, like, core of my interests. Everybody calls it Yuno core, but basically if a game is, like, more artistic and is, like, more focused on, like, an experience rather than direct playing, it gets labeled Yuno core. Cozy, wholesome games that don't require, like, too much thinking. It's just, like, a simple puzzle, usually. Something that's, like, super narrative focused. Yeah. Wholesome and cozy games like Dramatical Murder. Well, I haven't played Dramatical Murder in recent times, but I did play it in the past, yes. Dramatical Murder does have moments of being wholesome. I know you think you're memeing, but, like, it does have moments of being very sweet. Some of the love stories are very sweet. It's just also very tragic, and the further you get into the story, the more fucked up it gets. But, like, that's kind of the point of a Nitro Cairo game. That's just how they are. You don't go into a Nitro Cairo game expecting it to be, like, perfect. Honestly, Dramatical Murder is the fluffiest game they've ever released. Their other games are a lot more fucked up, if we're being for real. And I do know about their other games. Those other games are more fucked up for real. We wish to be emotionally destroyed, wholesome. Is that you saying you crave Dramatical Murder? Because I don't think I can stream that on YouTube, unfortunately. Maybe in the past. Not anymore, though. YouTube will kill me. And we're trying to restore my monetization, not make me lose it even further. Preferably. It was called Operation Rainfall, and as someone who's played all 3 of the Rainfall games, I get why people were hungry to experience them. I see. I still laugh thinking about the story of how Vesperia, Definitive didn't get localized for a long time. And there was, like, someone who was always, like, pinging the Bamco account and was like, when are you gonna localize Tales of Vesperia? And they were like, not that one. And then when it finally got its localization announcement, they pinged that person after years and were like, finally, that one. Keep forgetting your monetization went kaboom. The only thing that didn't go kaboom is memberships, because for some reason YouTube still wants me to have memberships. But I had to turn off my super chats because I didn't know where the frick they're going. I know a girl that plays mostly Otome, and sometimes she enjoys sharing with us reviews of the stories, and boy oh boy, how do Otome games even get localized? What do you mean? They're not that bad. The thing is, though, they do get localized, but even the people who localize them kind of hate Otome, and it makes me really, really sad. Because you can tell when you're playing an Otome that whoever is, like, localizing it doesn't like it. Otome games are great. Love and Deep Space is neat. Ooh, you like Love and Deep Space, huh? Who's your favorite? Who's your bias? I'm curious. I don't actively play Love and Deep Space. I don't have a phone that can handle Love and Deep Space, because it's like, you know, actually dependent on having good graphics. If you try to play that game at low graphics, the boys look awful. You have to enjoy the graphics of it. That's a phone game? Yes. Love in Deep Space is a phone game, and it's only a phone game. It doesn't have a PC client. But I think it's because you have to play it in portrait mode to really get the experience of, like, chatting with the guy. I think that's, like, part of the appeal. Kind of like how Mystic Messenger's whole appeal was, like, really taking advantage of it being on your phone and treating it like a real messenger app. I learned only 2 days ago that it had combat. It has everything, to be honest. But yeah, the combat would also make my phone fry, so I can't play the game, unfortunately. There was actually a time... here's a fun fact for you guys who knew me from the Corpo days. My manager did suggest I play Love in Deep Space on stream. To, like, find out about people. Like, find out, like, the characters and stuff. But, since it didn't have a PC client and I didn't have a way to stream from my phone, I couldn't play at the time. So, I didn't stream it. Just search Love in Deep Space and this looks like Infinity Nikki for girls. And yes, I'm playing Infinity Nikki is for the boys. Well, it's fucking not, first of all. I will actually kill you if you try to say it is. Because it's fucking not. Infinity Nikki is literally made for girls. Don't try to claim it for the boys. You can enjoy it if you're a boy, but it's literally for the girls. Second of all, Love in Deep Space was made by the same team, Infold Games, that makes Infinity Nikki. So that's why it looks similar. So there you go. If you like the idea of Power Wash, you might like House Flipper. Kaya played House Flipper at one point, I think, right? Maybe I would like it. I don't know. The amount of money Love in Deep Space is raking in is insane. Not really. It's a fun game, genuinely. It adds a lot of things that, like, gamers would enjoy. It has a lot of fun features. The boys are, like, really immersive and interactive. They've added a lot of, like, more in-depth features so they feel more realistic. It has fun combat. The gacha system, of course, gets people to gacha. You can buy clothing to dress up both your character, because it has character customization, and you can dress up your boy. It has, like, a lot of good monetization features. I definitely like Love in Deep Space way more than I thought I would. It's really nice. I'm glad you like it. I wish I could play it. I have to live vicariously through other people. I like watch videos that people upload on, like, Twitter and YouTube. And I, like, live vicariously through all of the, like, Twitter threads and stuff. Because I can't play the game. It's such a bummer. I think dudes underestimate how much girls will spend on hot boys. I mean, I think most of the gaming industry underestimates how much people are willing to spend on... well, girls are willing to spend on pretty boys. Because, you know, if you look at, like, Hoyoverse, for example, Hoyoverse is finally getting beat out because, like, girls want pretty boys. And they keep refusing to give us pretty boys. If you look at freaking Genshin's rates, like, it's pretty much always girls on banners. They very rarely release boys anymore. Because they think that most of the market is going to want pretty women. Which, I mean, is fair. I do love a pretty woman. But pretty boys are even better. Anytime I see you guys write lads, all I can think is fellas. Yeah, it is pretty funny that the abbreviation is lads. That's why I purposefully say Love in Deep Space out loud, because if I said lads, no one would understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, if you're going to ask me from my passive, secondhand consumption of Love in Deep Space who my favorite is, it's Caleb. But I also really like Zan. Those two are my favorites. Just from, like, what I have passively consumed through social media and, like, the other, like, videos I've watched of their card stories and stuff. I like Silas, too. They all kind of have their strengths. But I think my top one is, Caleb and then Zan. And then I guess, like, Silas is also kind of worming his way into my heart. Silas and Zane are your favorites? Good taste. Good taste. I honestly wouldn't shame you, whoever you said, though. I think they're all really cute. I have seen glimpses of all of them. And they are all quite good. But if you asked me to pick favorites, it's definitely Caleb. So I'm very happy that Caleb was finally added as a proper love interest. And then Zane. I really like Zane. He's really cool. Of course, I like the 2 childhood friend routes. They are 2 different flavors of childhood friend, and that's why I really like them. And then I think Silas is a really good, like, enemies to lovers route. And then he ends up being, like, super sweet. Which is, like, really good Gat Moe. Anyway. I can't make full commentary on Love and Deep Space as a whole because I can't fully play it. Due to not having a proper phone. I guess technically I could use a thing called a emulator, but I can't, I haven't, like, committed to doing something like that yet, because I'm scared that if I start, I actually would, like, fall into a very deep pit, and I'm trying to be strong. Childhood friend, more like childhood filler? You take that the fuck back. I love childhood friend routes. How dare you? I love childhood friends. And I like how Love and Deep Space has both flavors of childhood friend. I really, really like it. I really, really, really like it. They are really good. Respectable gacha games can be an ultimate rabbit hole. I mean, I play a lot of gacha. One of the other games I play a lot is Infinity Nikki. But I'm pretty much free to play in Nikki. I haven't spent any money yet. I do think it'll be an eventuality, but I was talking about this the last time I played Nikki, like before the stream I did yesterday. But I always weigh my investment into gacha alongside my overall investment into a game. So if I know that I'm going to be playing a game for hours and hours and hours, like for the foreseeable future, I am a bit more willing to invest in its gacha. But I don't want to invest in a gacha if I don't think I'm going to keep playing the game forever. And unfortunately, because Love in Deep Space kind of has that combat element that I'd probably really fucking suck at, I don't know if I could play it in the future. I think it would be, I would have a hard time. So I can't convince myself to get into it and then also like play the gacha. I don't think I'd be very good. So I resist, and I just live vicariously through others. Meanwhile, when it comes to games like Infinity Nikki that I'm playing a lot of, I'm just like, I'm more willing to consider rolling the gacha with money, because I know that I play it a lot. I wish Infinity Nikki had less gowns and more hoodies. Well, this is why the game is for girls. You're not going to get a lot of boyish stuff because Nikki is a girly girl. She is a girl's girl. She cares about women. And women and girls like to be girly. You're probably never going to get like a 5-star hoodie. Hoodies are cool. I'm not saying they're not cool, but what I'm saying is Nikki is a girl, and this game is for girls, and most girls want to wear pretty dresses and skirts and blouses and don't really care about hoodies as much. I think that there are enough hoodies in the game that like people who like hoodies can still kind of enjoy the outfits, but the whole point of the game is to have like really fancy, girly, elaborate clothes. In my opinion. So I just can't really foresee them doing too many, like, masculine outfits. Because again, not for you. Is for the girls. Is for girls. I don't think they'll never give her suits. But it's definitely going to be way less compared to the amount of dresses and gowns. How would you know what girls want? Yeah, how would you know? That's a good question. If you want a more roguelike XCOM style game that's shorter for one-offs, Adeptus Mechanicus has an outstanding soundtrack. That is a wild recommendation to come out of nowhere. But I'll take a look at it, I guess. Adeptus Mechanicus. It's fucking Warhammer! I can't win. Why do you guys keep recommending me Warhammer? If Infinity Nikki were for girls, how do you explain that I'm level 61? You're a girl. Congratulations. It's amazing, though. That was from the soul. That's not true. If it was from the soul, it would have been more guttural. I don't know anything about Warhammer. I don't think I'd be a Warhammer girly. Join us, you don't play a Warhammer. Guys, I'm willing to make a lot of sacrifices and try new things, but Warhammer? Also, like, where the fuck? This isn't even a game. Because it's part of Warhammer, I don't even know where I'm supposed to look. What the fuck is all this? Why is the Warhammer 40k fandom wiki for Adeptus Mechanicus so goddamn long? Where the fuck am I? What do you mean one-shot style games? Where is the game? It's text! Brother, it's text! What's happening? This is not a game! Claim to love Lord, I won't give Warhammer a chance. Every day I suffer. I finally do an ASMR stream after the, like, year and some change that I've been making you guys wait. And it's me reading through this entire entry on Adeptus Mechanicus from Warhammer. Occasionally interrupted with, what the fuck am I reading? Even though I understand literally nothing. Warhammer lore takes like 40,000 years to understand. That's why I don't understand why it's being recommended. I appreciate the thought. I'm very grateful, but what the fuck am I looking at? How is this a game? This is just text. Whoops. Isn't Warhammer the one with guns? Is it? I don't know. Manowar does a review of the game and the lore section is only like 5 minutes. What? Again, I'm not even finding a game. I don't understand. What game? What game is it? I don't get it. What? Like, I'm seeing a game book, like a codex. I'm seeing figures that are a lot of money. Where's the game? The game is just Mechanicus? Oh, okay. Well, that narrows it down a little. I'm just like, what? Mechanicus game. Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. Okay, well that's half the cost of the codex. The physical codex with all the lore and stuff, I guess. What? Tactical combat, I see. I don't understand anything that's on this description. Play Resident Evil? No. I've tried to play Resident Evil at one point. Didn't like it. Will not be continuing. Soundtrack is banger. I can't believe you're also recommending this to me solely on the soundtrack. Uno tabletop arc soon. I do like tabletop games. I don't know if I would like this. I don't know. We think you would. Not with that attitude. I know basically nothing about this. I'm a streamer. If it helps, I don't know anything. As I'm just like, yeah. I have a friend, you know, just talk to her for like 12 hours and she'll make you into a big Warhammer fan. I see you. Compose yourself? What? I literally didn't do anything. You guys are getting real uppity. I think I have to end stream. You guys are having opinions that don't make sense to me. Why are you telling me to calm down? I've literally said and done nothing that makes me not calm. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap up. Thank you for joining me for this OniMon. I am off tomorrow and Wednesday. Those are my current 2 main days off. Thursday, Graces, Tails. Friday, Okami. Although I might cancel it because I might have to prep my social battery for the Totsu on Saturday. Just so you know, the Totsu is going to be like 12 hours. Not everything is going to be filled with the Totsu. But we will still be there for like 12 hours. It'll still be like a 12-hour-ish stream. The first slot is not going to have anybody. Like the first 10 minutes it'll be me talking to you guys and chilling. And then we'll start having people, I believe. Like people start coming in after that. And then Sunday will be a proper like countdown into my birthday. And then that Monday, instead of an OniMon, it will be another 12-hour stream of me celebrating my birthday. There is a hashtag. I will be posting about it on the community tab in a bit. It is One and Oni Day 25, because it's 2025. So, if you'd like to post anything there, like messages or, like whatever, I don't know what you would post there besides messages. Gifts? Question mark, I guess. I'm not really expecting anything, but if you'd like to post stuff there, we'll probably peruse the tag during the birthday celebration on Monday, so I hope you will do that for me so we have something to peruse, something to look through. I look forward to that at least. Yeah, thank you for sticking around after your raid, Lyra. I'm very happy. It was fun to talk to you about JRPGs and stuff. Beans? I mean, don't put beans there, ideally. Please, no beans. Do not the beans. Everything else, though, thumbs up. Would appreciate. But yeah, thank you guys so much for choosing to spend time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Yunotsu!